This is the Legends Network. I'm Justin Horo, joined by the Triple OG, Willie Mason, and the bro, Lukey Stowe. And Mase, you were asking me about my merch, weren't you?
I didn't know what it was until I saw the fucking eel on it.
Fan?
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like, why don't most clubs, you know, just have it very basic? Not everyone's all about fucking Pertec and fucking Laundy and
Yeah, I was going to say, don't just throw our sponsors under the bus. Yeah,
Oak
yeah,
and like
James Hardy,
NIB and just you're just ruining it. Take a leaf out of the NFL book.
So you like the subtle look?
I like the subtle look.
Yeah, so do I.
Always.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, you know. Like, you're going to get some people just rocking up with that. That's all you need. It's Parramatta. You're still getting money. You're still getting money, all right? You don't have to fucking blast it full of all your sponsors and sleeve sponsors and everything. There should be a little bit of a market for just downgrade a little bit. You can have your tracksuits and everything like that. Do whatever you want, but there needs to be like nice little hoodies like that. That could be a hoodie as well. Just subtle.
I think there is.
Is this a crew neck?
It's a crew neck.
You'd call this a crew neck?
Yeah, I'll call it.
By the way, like Mase goes, why do they have to have the emblem on there? I was like, Mase, like because fans want the emblem. Just because, like, for us stylistically, because we've had it our whole lives, like, yeah, you could probably go to industry and get a top like this with maybe just industry put like really small, and it'd be the same sort of thing. I even said this because I was shooting some content with Isaiah Yongi yesterday. Really impressive.
Good.
Mate, remember like at the start of the year, the one question mark you had was like, I don't know about like the fullback position, right? And Isaiah Yongi has not only gone on the field, but you know when you just get a feel for, like, you get to sit down with someone. It's great chat. Can't wait. That'll drop at the end of the year too, by the way.
10-year player.
With Parramatta. He even exceeded my expectations because when I did some content with him at the start of the year and I talked about this with him, everyone was telling me iron sharpens iron. Joash and him were going at each other at the start of the year, and it was so close. But obviously he's gone and kicked on. Ran into a couple of the boys there. And I was even saying the same thing to Mitchie. I said, mate, I don't mind the top. I said, it's subtle enough where, like, you know, you could wear it out and not that I'd be embarrassed that it's got a Parramatta Heel logo on it. But
I didn't know what it was until Lukey pointed it out.
Yeah.
I thought it was a nice jumper.
It's a nice jumper. So it ticks both boxes, in my opinion. Like, if you like something a little bit more subtle,
even for the players,
you want to represent the badge.
Even for the players, like you don't like with the tracksuits and shit like that. It doesn't have to be like I know for some sponsors and everything, but when the tracksuits, if it comes to us, like, I'm like, I don't want to wear a fucking tracksuit just crazy, just sponsors all over. It just looks tacky.
Yeah,
it should be both. They should have both.
Yeah, give you a couple of options. Like, there might be some options for when you may be doing a team walk. An away
should
trip,
be that tracksuit.
Should be something nice and relaxed, nice and subtle, so you don't stand out like dog's balls while you're walking away on a game day situation. But
looks cool.
When the Bulldogs walk from the hotel where they stay to the stadium, mate, that's all sponsorship.
That's all that.
That's game
cameras.
Day. That's cameras.
Yeah. There needs to be something.
I think that's
because everyone likes, you know, the sponsors. I mean, the fans, full-on fans want the sponsors. They want the replicas of what the players are playing. But there's some people there that just love the Bulldogs. They love Parra. They love the Knights. They love the Roosters. And it's like, it's not all about just fucking boom, boom, boom. That's where the NFL and NBA kill it. It's just not that much. It's very subtle. That's why they wear this thing. That's why they wear the NBA jerseys there. You know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, obviously the level of sponsorship for money for being on stadiums, being on big screens, all that sort of stuff outweighs being on a jersey and outweighs, and probably whatever they could pay the brands that pay for the singlets and that, like Nike, or I don't know who's got the contract now for NBA, but they would outweigh
Nike
what anyone
and Jordan
would pay
Brand.
anyway, right? Like they would just trump any sort of sponsorship deal that they could potentially get as a club to put on a.
Now they have the little cheeky
and
one
then
here.
Fanatics make all their jerseys like on the day, right?
Yeah.
So they reckon they fucked up. I watched something there. Remember when Linsanity come? Linsanity hit and it just flooded the market, right?
They didn't have the jerseys?
Yeah, they didn't have the jerseys. And then once Linsanity died off, they had fucking millions of jerseys, and they'll sell them for a fucking $1 each by the end of it because Linsanity was over. And then they had to learn their lesson because Nike couldn't keep up, or Adidas couldn't keep up with it.
Yep.
And then they swapped it over to the Fanatics, which is run by that real rich motherfucker.
Michael
Rubin, yeah. Ruben Wiki. Ian Ruben Wiki.
Yes, the
so he does it.
July party.
So they can, he does all that. Hangs out with all the rap all the
Diddy
rappers
parties.
and all that sort of shit. Yeah.
Very
Weird
Diddy-ish.
parties. Very
Very
weird parties. Yeah, so he's fixed that. Fanatics make it on the dot. So just say if you get transferred that day, fucking all your jerseys, boom, fucking 10,000. Smart.
So what year would Linsanity have been? Because I was at Parramatta then.
2013, 12, 13,
So I reckon it was earlier because me and Joseph Paul,
11, 12.
you know what I remember? Me and Joseph Paulo used to do the Linsanity handshake together. Because he used to do this. Now it's called.
Come on,
it's all flooded
give it
back.
to us.
'Cause I was Carmelo, right?
Yeah.
So let me explain it with this story. See if I can get it correctly off the back of the story. Because I was Carmelo Anthony. By the way,
he hated Linsanity.
He hates Linsanity. You
I
can tell
know.
by his podcast, right? So he did this. He used to do this because he was religious. Him and Landry Fields. Remember Landry Fields?
Yeah.
They used to flip the Bible verse. That was a part of they used to do some handshake and flip the Bible verse. So me and Joseph,
pretty cool.
Me and Joseph Paulo used to do it all the time. We used to do it. So if Seth was there, Seth arrived.
Good human too.
Seth's a legend.
Yeah.
Seth arrived in 11-12. So maybe
It's 11 or 12.
yeah.
So they call peak Linsanity February 10, 2012 when he hit 38 against Kobe.
Yeah, because I was at the Knights. I was at the Knights. First time with the Knights. It's
Seth
2012.
come in 2010. He must have been 11. Yeah, peak, yeah.
And then he went to the Sharks.
Or maybe Seth come 11-12, and then we were doing it during that preseason.
100%.
He went on. It was like a 2-week stretch with the Knicks. Where he just
Yeah,
went
he
mental.
hit it. He's on fire.
Yeah.
7-game winning streak.
Oh.
Anyway, so there you go. Little tangents start Thursdays. Thursday tangents are good.
Insanity.
Thursday
People love a Thursday
yeah.
tangent.
Speaking of, let's go and quickly just go on another tangent.
Let's
Shout
do
out
it.
to
We have a new owner.
shout out Uzo.
We have a new owner.
Who is it?
Jizza and the Smiley Boys.
So Lukey
this?
put me
Just
on
a
his
little
radar.
magic. Yeah.
So he's got content, and this is Mase would have watched it last night and goes, "What the fuck is this?" Thinking he's having a
Exactly.
crack at him. So,
See, once he mentioned mine, fuck's he talking about? It was all positive, but he hit Braith up too.
yeah.
Hoz, Mace, and Braith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what he does, right? He's basically, if you live in Double Bay, he lives in Triple Bay. That's his content.
He's just a
So he's a mad topper.
Topper
right?
Harley. He's
Topper
Topper
Harley.
Harley.
So his content is he sits around with the boys. Someone just goes
show?
like
We'll pull one?
the clip that Lukey showed last night. Is that the one you're going to show?
No,
love
not our one that we collabed
No,
with.
the one that you posted on your story.
Oh, there's a couple. I'll
Get
show
that-
the
no,
OG.
get that one
Do
that
you
you
want to
posted.
see the OG?
Yeah, I want to see what he does.
Well, I reckon that one will best.
Bro, I just got accepted to be a pilot.
For an airplane or a jet?
Nah, airplane.
Airplane. Brother, I'm a pilot for a jet.
Oh,
Yo. So I can wear like
He's
I love it. I love it. I'm gonna close. I'm gonna.
So basically, why I did the collab, so I put a post up. I was trying to think of a fun way to integrate Taylor Swift and all that hype that was going on
Yeah,
yesterday.
mad Swifty.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, I'm actually married to Taylor Swift, so I did an AI edit of him and stuff.
Oh, I love
and then
that.
he saw that, DM me, and I go, bro, do you love your footy? He goes, bro, I love my NRL. I go,
Oh,
I got
awesome.
an idea for you. Why don't we do this? And he's like, bro, straight away.
So the other clip that
I
Lukey,
saw it and everything. I was like, did he really?
yeah. So the post that Lukey put up yesterday. So he's sitting around, same sort of setup with the boys, right?
Yeah.
Are you following him now? Are you looking at?
No, I'm looking at it. And I'm
Yeah.
just
Do you want me to
thinking,
put it up, this
I'll
one?
collab with it now.
boys.
Nah.
Last week, I just got married.
So you just got married?
Yeah.
So I had my honeymoon in Dubai.
I didn't know he
Yeah.
did this.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's
That's
only
his
been
thing.
viral for about a week, though. So
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it.
then-
Yeah.
Why-
So now he's saying he's saying like the topper bit is he
Yeah,
goes, boys, you
taught
like
him.
you like Lockie Ellis? I taught him, bro.
Yeah,
I taught him.
yeah.
That's his thing.
Yeah.
I just
So-
thought he was just another fucking also from out west. He's trying to fucking like.
He is. Yeah.
I know, but like
they're
he's
from
done
Logan,
obviously
Queensland.
content.
Logan,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So
But he's done
basically,
content like about like he tops. He's a top Harley.
He's
Yeah,
topper Harley.
he's a topper Harley.
Mad topper.
but basically on TikTok,
Yeah.
right? So his face, people have a screen. TikTok, you can have photo comments now.
Yeah.
So every post, like our Raiders post, he's like, "Oh, bro, I own the Raiders," and it's a screenshot of him.
Yeah.
So,
So
he's
it's becoming
become
a
a bit
meme.
of a meme.
His face is
So
becoming a
I
meme.
love
as soon as he reached out, I'm like, I have to do
I
something.
love it. I love it. Good on you, mate.
It was so-
Shout out to
We'll do
Jizza
some work.
and the
Whatever we do, mate.
Yeah, we-
top it.
Yeah, you know what? I reckon there's some content we can do.
100%.
Yeah.
We'll think of some ideas. We'll come up with some stuff.
I love shit like that.
Yeah.
You got married. I got my honeymoon in Dubai.
I knew when you didn't explain it to Mace when he sort of
I don't
like
understand. I just flicked straight past it. I
know.
went, fucking, that's Lukey's shit.
Hey, it worked.
It does.
All right,
I like it, mate.
As we've said now for a couple of weeks, Papa Macros is on board with Levels Network, absolutely killing it. Text you boys straight away.
I think we've all lost a couple.
Lamborghini,
Yeah, not Lamborghini. I want 6, 7.
the Mickey,
Fucking I told you, mate.
the
No.
Mickey. I got
Salt, pepper, a little bit of olive oil.
I had six or 7 boxes, and I'd never, for whatever reason, they were part of your.
Never got
The lean ones.
They were in your boxes.
Yeah.
So you just were getting them sent, and I was just hand picking them. I don't know why I didn't pick it. I had it just recently, and I text you boys straight away.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
base goes, I want 6 next week.
I thought you've had it, and you
Nah.
just don't like. You're not a big fan. I'm like,
Nah,
because
it's the
Luke
best.
and I've been getting them.
Yeah,
I mean, my
when I
boss didn't
first
have it
got
this
them,
week.
I
was fuming.
I swapped the prawns for the Lamborghini.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good one, and this is when I love it when people jump on board as well. Fans that listen and jump on board with our sponsors. This one comes from XL Videos. L1 from day 3 started watching with your round 1 preview this season. So they jumped on board for season 3. Just got my Papa Macros delivery this morning, and I've been loving the meals. Triple OG wasn't kidding when he gave the lamb a big wrap. The barbecue chicken goes hard as well.
I've been pump
Appreciate
those.
that you guys only take sponsorships from companies you truly believe in. It's a breath of fresh air. Might have to get a pair of Mungles next as well.
Get 'em, son.
As a Panthers fan, let's get into a quick question. Actually, before we get to your question,
Yep.
XOR videos, just let everyone know, if you want $30 off your first box and you've never got a box before, from papamacros.com.au, put in the code LEVELS30. That'll get you $30 off your first box. That's all capital letters. If you've already got a box, you're loving it like us, put in the code LEVELS10 and that'll get 10% off all future orders. And that's just only for our audience. So there you go. And that's lifetime sort of stuff as well. As a Panthers fan, I'd love to hear your takes on Isaac Tungall. He has been dubbed Turnstile Tungall around Penrith lately, and his hardest critics reckon Alamotti should have been given his spot. Would be keen to know what your fellas think as unbiased outsiders. Thanks for reading and keep up the good work.
Yeah, appreciate that. I think Isaac Tongo, like, he has little lapses, and then all of a sudden he turns into the best defender in the team.
Agreed.
It's
Yep.
weird how he has these like little brain explosions and has like I think that's just about just being on 24/7, 80 for 80 minutes, not 24/7, 80 minutes of the game, right?
Yep.
Remember last year he was like, and a couple of runs into the sem. I'm not sure because they've won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
But there's been a couple of times where we're like, fuck, he's missing some tackles.
The year before,
He hurt his sternum. Remember he hurt
the
his
sternum shoulder.
Then he come back.
Yep.
And no one got past him.
Yep.
Absolutely destroyed it. And I'm like, well, there you go. Like, he's just a little bit busted here and there. But then even this year, he's had little lapses. And
Yep.
then fucking some games, no one gets past. He's a lockdown centre. What he wants to be.
I've got a little bit of a take for you and a reasoning why. Obviously, because he defends next to Nathan, as good of a defender as Nathan is front on, he struggles a little bit too, side to side. Like, if you put a little bit of shape, like Ethan Strange with a little bit of footwork one-on-one around Nathan can cause some dramas. And then also, what would be on the tip sheet? It would be trying to fatigue and run at Nathan as much as possible, right? So what used to be the problematic left edge has now been the targeted right edge because you're trying to fatigue the hell out of Nathan too,
Yeah.
right? So that's a factor. You'd have to, and also with Paul Alamotti lurking, he has had some really nice moments for the Bulldogs originally when he was with you guys, and then he had huge moments in the grand final last year.
Grand final.
So
And he had a really, I think he was the cannon fodder when they all dropped a few players and, you know, Milky come in and because they were mucking around with that left edge. They were trying to go, okay, how can we get this combination going? They were losing like a lot of games. Paul Alamotti was in the firing line there. You ain't been here for that long. You know what I mean? You only won one grand final. These guys have been in the system for this long. So I think he was a product of that.
Yeah.
That decision. Right? And Alamotti wasn't playing that good either.
No.
They were all playing pretty bad.
Yep.
And then that was on that edge. And like Tungo's always been on that right edge and he's held it down for fucking 3 years.
Yeah.
He can play.
Yeah.
He just needs
Agreed.
to really lock in. And when he does lock in, that's why I don't think Cleary will ever drop him. I don't think he'll ever be dropped because I think when he has the little one-on-one with him, hey, we need you. I
Yep.
think he always answers the call.
he seems to step up.
He seems to step up like he's got it in him. So he's got another level. We watch games where it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Next game, no one gets past him.
Yeah.
Because he seems to get spotted up sometimes when he does have an off game and they get fucking ragdolled.
It's also a big rap to Milky Jenkins.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
That people
Case
like
McLean
some Panthers fans aren't even going, why isn't Paul Alamoti playing? We think he's talented. He should be playing over Milky. They're going, geez, maybe Isaac Tungle has got to be careful.
Well,
so
this is why when they were going through that little bit of a shit spot and then these guys got their turn just before Origin and they went, all right, let's fucking – I think that when we told them, we said they must have had a pact, all the non-Origin players like the Leotas and Kennys and Tungos and all these sort of boys. So we need to fucking make a run, otherwise we're not going to – we'll be embarrassed this year.
Yep.
And they all locked in and they've all been playing their best footy.
Yep.
Blaze Talangi included, Casey McLean, that whole – it's about 8 of them. Just went, fuck, it's up to us. These rep players are going to go into Origin. They have to come back. We have to win. All started when they went over to the Warriors.
Yeah.
And they got the Dogs.
Yeah.
And they went, hey, all right, that's a two top 4 teams, please.
it was that Warriors win, eh?
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's get it. Hey, got a reply from Josh Pryor. We got the main man. We got our main man. Now
is it him?
there was a little bit of indecision, and I've done my homework on this too. So I wanted to be across everything. So Josh Pryor starts off with the drive-by on the Fox Journo, which was originally we thought it was Daniel Ramos. So apologies to Daniel Ramos.
Yeah, sorry.
Like I said from the start, I did say this, and there were people that were listening or maybe watching it that messaged me on Instagram and then apologized like 5 minutes later that we didn't
fixed it up.
We didn't go out and say like 100% I'm confident that it is him, but we did mention his name, so it's definitely not Daniel Ramos.
Sorry.
I don't even think Daniel Ramos was a person. When I was Googling him, he didn't have a LinkedIn profile or anything like that.
He is a person.
He's a fucking human.
He's 100% a Fox
works
Sports.
for
I didn't
Fox.
just make
I
it
know
up out of
Daniel
nowhere.
I couldn't find him.
He's a Fox Sports reporter. So Daniel Ramos exists.
He doesn't exist.
So now you're saying, now it's don't make it worse. We threw him under the bus by saying he 100% exists.
Daniel Ramos.
So
It's like Jason Bourne.
So yeah, he's a Fox Sports reporter, Daniel Ramos. But it was and has been confirmed. Multiple people went after him. It was Travis Mayne. So just for context, right? He is. Josh Price said he is an SEN alumni as well. Often pops up on Sports Day with Sats and Rat. I'm sure I would have done because we do crosses with journos all the time before. So I've probably done a cross with him, but just the name.
Not anymore.
And
Sack him.
The name and the voice isn't as familiar. But yeah, he does the weekend shifts with Sats and Rat a lot as well. So he's the Courier Mail based on the Gold Coast, and that's his patch. And Josh reckons the blow up comes from multiple years of run-ins with a prickly Des.
We said that. There has to be beef with Des for you to be like a real like fuckwit like that.
Yeah.
And Des to be like a child as well. Like no, it's not.
Yeah, there's nothing.
You know, like when Des was just as bad. Like, but Des has the right to be because you're asking him a question.
Oh, I don't think in that, and I am. This is what I want to say before we get to this because I was going to give some more context behind Travis before we get to like the opinion of what went down. My opinion still stays the same. He didn't handle it well at all. In fact,
double down.
He looked. He's got to be more like two wrongs don't make a right. Even though Des has been a punish to him for the last couple of years, for everything that I said, I fully believe in that. And we'll get to Des's part in it and where I think coaching is going because Brent Reid also come and stuck up for him. Travis Mayne, who has been
stuck up
involved,
for a journo.
course.
Surprise.
Of course, right? Travis Mayne, who has been involved in a heated exchange with Hasler. I don't have an issue with what happened in the press conference, Reid said, which I disagree with, and we'll get to that. Travis has had to put up with Des again, and I don't want to be disrespectful to Des, but he is hard to deal with. So with all the context, also followed up with a mate. There's frustrations, right? And I want to make that clear. I still think Travis Mayne didn't handle it right. No. I thought Des was fine in the way that he answered that particular question. But getting to the core of the issue, which they've been struggling with up there with Des, and more of a view across the NRL with coaches like Des, like Wayne to a degree, and who else did I have in there? Even Sticky can be really prickly, right?
Oh, big time.
And the reason I bring up those three, do you think, and my question is off the back of this, but more so, do you think that those coaches, there will be less and less of those coaches moving forward, even if they go on to go have prolonged careers, just because of the landscape of media these days. Do you know what I mean?
I understand that. The new age coaches, the Ciros, the Rolseys, the Josh Hannays, the Todd Paytons, all similar age to me.
Yep.
Right? Know about the social media when we're around about 28, 30, same as those guys. They've all been on social media. They understand how it works. So I think you're probably going to get a new age coach, but still, they're still going to be prickly after losses. You're not going to get your old school guys like Des and Wayne and Belly and Sticky. I reckon Robbo's always been pretty cool.
I've got 3 levels. Let me go through my levels, and I think you'll agree with this. So you got Desi, Sticky, and Wayne. Proper old school. If you fuck them over, you're out. Like they can, but like they come from systems back in the day where if they don't like an opinion that you've had before or the way that you've said things,
or they've read an article 10 years ago.
That's it. An X through your name, and then they'll be short like Des was with Travis Main in this case, right? And Wayne's probably had those, and Sticky's definitely had those over the years. Then you go to the next level,
All
right?
had them, mate. Yeah.
Even though they've been around in the game for a long time, they've got a good mix of. I dare say you don't want to get on the wrong side of them, but also they've got the ability to play the game, and that's Bally, Ivan, and Robbo. Like they will answer your questions, but like they're playing the game with you.
Straight bat.
And I don't think, and maybe I'm wrong with this, maybe with Bally, Ivan, and Robbo, there are probably guys that when they see as soon as he could ask a question, and it's going to be. Like very short.
They're big. So those 3 that you've said, I think just Sticky and Wayne are like, Wayne's probably the guy, right?
Yep.
And you're like, if you cut from that tree, you're sort of like, your players first, and that's about it.
Yeah.
You know, you always stick up for your players, and then it's club, and then the organisation, everything like that. They don't care about journos at all their questions. Like if you speak to Wayne about media, even Belly to a certain degree, like you don't fucking want to be there.
No.
You know what I mean? Like Desi definitely has just like he's a different human, right? He's a deep thinker, like win, lose or draw. If you had him at Manly, or even when he's successful, he's still like that.
Yeah,
he don't care. He just does not.
All of their presses last about 3 to 5 minutes, even if they
have zero respect for the media.
Yeah,
they don't care because they just know that the game is going to go around and keep getting better and better, regardless of media. Because of social, and especially these new coaches will know, this social media now is just like, you don't need these like Channel 9 and Fox and the Telegraph and Fairfax, all those. You don't need those guys for the game to be circulated all around the world because of social media. So we're not relying on Channel 9 or the Telegraph to get a big story out there to make the game look good, because there's influencers out there, there's people, there's podcasts, there's everything like that. So these new coaches will understand, I can say whatever I want, but still you control your own social media. The Bulldogs do. Everybody else has their own little handle and everything like that. That's how they put their narrative out there.
That's a great point, mate, because that's what I wanted to sort of get to as well. Like gone are the days where the old guys, right? So just say if there's a really popular journalist and they just want to put across to him and he doesn't get stories from him. Now those days are gone where it doesn't matter. There's so many independents and so many new media that even if you can't cut someone out anymore, right? And then it not be a story of that you
just won't get the story.
That guy won't get the story.
Yeah,
someone else
will get it.
So new coaches like Ciro, like Jason Rolls, like all the Webster, they understand that they're probably going to have to give away more than they've ever given away in years past in terms of just time, being respectable, even though they don't want to be, like opposite to what Desi was in this case, opposite to what Wayne has been in years past. I think once those coaches are done, that form of coaching with media just won't be.
But then
even like Bill Belichick's of the world, Nick Saban's of the world, Greg Popovich is like Greg Popovich used to be say as little as possible.
He reminds me of Wayne.
They're all gone. You're not going to have them in any form of media or coaching relationships anymore because there's too much new media where you can't avoid those non-questions. It's still going to become.
I totally agree, but then I'm going to say on the flip side is like the journo is like you better like it's not all going to be relying on you as well. Like so if you're the coach, like you're not really worried about appeasing like every single angle of like Channel 9 and Fox and all these
100%.
Channel 7, News Limited, Fairfax, East. No, like if you're not there, if you ask a question, it's shit, but someone else is going to pick it up.
Yeah.
It ain't an exclusive anymore. No one cares. It's the fucking whole world is going to hear it, right? And
You've
that's
got
what
to come better prepared.
Yeah, you better come prepared because if you come up with shit journalism like this bloke, you just look like a fuckwit. Like you do, like he's a proper journo, right? For SEN, for the Courier, like he's a like just because you got to take the beef out with your little personal thing with Des, ask the question. Otherwise, you look really stupid.
By the way, and this is what I want to get to as well. Like I spoke to some people. Like he normally does a good job. And I go back to the point which I said before. I still disagree with the way that he handled this particular situation, and that's sometimes even more not sort of disappointing when a veteran is. A guy that's been there and done a lot of stuff up there still handles it in this way out of frustration.
Just because he doesn't like Des.
Well, that's the point, right? Like it's even pathetic. And this is where it goes both ways where you go, coaches have got to understand and be better. And then, like I said, two wrongs don't make a right because you ended up looking like a goose out of this. Whereas if you had asked questions better and been better prepared for Desi in a really tough situation, then
you would have had a good story.
You might have got a win.
You would have, look, if you had to change up the second question, like when he said, okay,
double down, triple down.
When's FIFITA going to be back? And then and then something else, and then something else to try and just a different question instead of like, when's he going to be back? Oh, look at the crowd, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And then Des plays the game. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes,
no, it's not.
so that's my point. So if he comes in and goes, the FIFITA stuff, he's like, oh, I'm not going anywhere with that. And he goes, all right, Des, having a look around the crowd today. Look, there's obviously lots of Titans fans.
What are your thoughts?
Huge influx on the Warriors fans here. What do you think the club needs to do to attract more home fans to the game? Something like that.
Just something better than what he had.
Yeah.
You know?
It had to be, yeah.
And I just said, because the old guys, like just say like Buzz and all that, they know they're not turning up to many press conferences anymore. They're sitting on 360. They're doing their own thing because they know. You know what I mean?
The only one that really does the big dogs is probably Danny Wilder and Brent Reid.
Yeah, but they're sitting there. They
rarely do post-match.
that. Yeah, they rarely do post match. They're already gone home because they've already got their story.
There's no stories in that.
Yeah, there's hardly any stories in the thing. They're
Only
already
if you make
printing.
a story out of it, like
you got to fish for it.
Yeah, they're just going off whatever the news week is or whatever it is. It's just like it's not a big deal anymore but they know because like you better come up with a story that is legit readable, right? None of the bullshit. No one's selling it anymore. No one's buying it anymore because comments. Because as you said last time, you better like everyone's just checking.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see how legit
you want
it is.
another great example? Remember when we talked about Lara at the start of the year?
I was going to bring that up.
Remember when she asked that question and you we wanted to know it, right? So, and this is in fairness. Remember when she asked the question about did Ricky see what
Jamin Salmon.
Jamin. Remember the week gutter dog one? And everyone was like, oh, fuck. Like, I wanted to know if Ricky had seen it. Ricky laughed it off and then didn't, pretended like he hadn't seen it. We all know that Ricky probably seen it, right?
Yeah.
But she didn't double down, triple down. So, in fairness to Travis, there would be people wanting to know the situation around FIFITA and Tino, but once he didn't answer it and he come up with the answer that he had, like it's past, then that's sweet. You've asked the question, then you ask it twice, a third time,
and then be really petty with the crowd. Like that's what it was. That was petty with the crowd. Once you didn't get that, and then you're like, you pick on like you're a Titans fan and everything like that. You pick on like, oh, the crowd's embarrassing. I'm like, don't do that, mate. Terrible.
Anyway, so that is the last little bit on that. All right, I've got a voice note for us, boys. Bailey went to school with Matt and Max, and I have the pronunciation. So this is what Bailey wrote. So he went to school with Matt and Max. Everyone pronounces it Fiangai. They are also the loveliest fellas going, so I doubt they would have corrected anyone. So that's a part of this as well, right?
100%.
So that's where there might be some, I guess, some commentators getting it wrong because they've probably never been pulled up by the guys. But this is their little cousin, so their older cousin. Ready?
Fiangai.
Still quite difficult. Fiangai. Garfield as well at the end there.
What do you say? Fiangai.
That's from that from the H-Odds. You know that H-Odds thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Pussycat Garfield.
Yeah.
There you go. There we go. So we got it.
Because wherever there's a G, people, they put an N there. That's how it is.
It's quite difficult. Even like when I hear it, it's still difficult to pronounce for a guy who doesn't like if you don't use
Thea, F-E-A.
Yep.
Then there's an N, like a silent N in front of the G. Thea, ngai.
There we go.
Thea, ngai.
You got it.
Yeah, fuck.
All right. So this one comes from.
Also, it's just they taught me.
Yeah. Just a quick little one with Tanner Boyd and Big Dave. Apologies to Keeper Park. I said that the boys played for Palm Beach Currumbin. They are a rival of Keeper Park. So I've got to get that right. I had to mention that. So chair scrope. Small correction, my bro. Tanner Boyd, Big Dave, FIFITA were tearing it up for Keeper Park back in the day, not PBC. Levels all day,
They
baby.
fucking hate each other, eh? Is it?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I think it's...
Fucking good footballs out of those two schools, bro.
Is Keeper Park Benji Town?
Which is
Keeper's Benchy.
Yeah,
and which is that other one?
Palm
Beach Currumbin.
Palm Beach Currumbin.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And there's another one. Oh, just...
Toronto High.
Toronto. Isaiah Yongi yesterday said he went to the other really popular one up in Brizzy.
It makes you wonder how the Gold Coast just keep they lose a lot.
Yeah, big task.
I mean, it's pretty hard. It's just like Newcastle. You're like,
Wavell State?
if you're in that region,
Wavell.
Yeah.
That's it.
like if
Wavell.
you're in that little thing from just Brisbane down the Gold Coast, like that's like from Central Coast. Like I think it goes from Wyong to Coffs Harbour. That's the Newcastle fucking
Catchment.
Yeah, so it's huge.
So you're saying for Newcastle losing all those people?
Well, you can't get them all, can you?
Yeah.
And then you're getting all these young, you're getting Dave FIFITA as a 15-year-old signed with the Bronx.
Yeah.
Payne Haas, he's a Gold Coast as well. Signed like fucking went really, really young.
Yeah.
But like,
when you're a youngster,
when you're young, you don't want to play for the Titans. That's the problem. You want to play for the Broncos.
Oh, this is another good tangent. We were all watching and seeing the clip with Joey, right? Talking about
about the coaching.
about the coaching and obviously now like we'll get to that in a bit, but just specifically Joey and the junior pathways. I would argue probably Newcastle and Gold Coast with the results they've gotten over the last 10 years are probably the two clubs. You know what? Even put in maybe Parramatta into that category because of how well Penrith had done, where they haven't been able to. And this is in the last
Put the Bulldogs there.
10 years. Yeah, Bulldogs.
Put the Bulldogs there.
But even you're right, Bulldogs.
No,
you are right.
Just say from 2017 they didn't make.
Do they
the
have a
finals,
huge?
mate.
Do they have a nursery like Newcastle?
No.
And Gold
Are you
Coast?
trying to say we have a big one or a small one?
No, I'm saying those have got the biggest nurseries where they've
ours is
probably
fucking tiny.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my point with that, where they haven't quite nailed it, and it's so important when you look at
West
how
Tigers.
the Tigers,
Catchment is
Campbelltown.
Because that's why I think I didn't think you. I thought if you were going to put power in there, you'd put the Dogs.
Distance, yep. The teams, the success, the how many juniors are playing in those competitions. Yeah, I feel like maybe definitely Newcastle.
Fuck yeah.
With how powerful their junior, not powerful, but how good their junior development's been.
Well, if you look at Huddy Young, right, he's in that catchment. If you look at GI was in that catchment. I was in the catchment.
I'm speaking more recently.
No, I'm just
the
saying,
last
like,
10
there's
years.
just fucking Strange.
Yeah.
There's two.
Yeah.
Imagine Huddy Young in the back row with Strange at 5'8".
Yeah. What's his name? Junkyard Dog.
Yeah.
He's Newcastle.
Yeah,
Joseph
imagine him a
Tarpany.
lot. Tarps
is
juniors,
Newcastle.
like the proper juniors that were in their catchment, and you went, nah, go to Canberra, son.
Ace, when you're building your 4B from scratch for your next big trip, there are 3 words that get you as excited as Willie having a biff with the Palms, with similar to Spencer Lenu and All Blacks Taifa a couple of weeks ago. No wait times, baby. Let's go.
If you've got a Land Cruiser 300 series and cram for time, getting all the gear ready for your next tour, guess what? The TJM rear bar, along with its extensive range of TJM protection and XGS suspension for the LC300, have 0 wait time and are on our shelves and ready for installation now.
So I've already hit up the team at TJM as well. I'm looking at taking my Toyota Hilux in there because
gotta get it.
you can go to the store and lock in your in-store today, whether you got an LC300 or a Toyota Classic like I do, Toyota Hilux. So go and visit tjm.com.au. Mase, I caught up with Fozzie yesterday.
Yeah, how was it?
Tough period for him. Good mate of his, Desi, not only player-coach relationship, But I had a chat with Fozzie about everything Gold Coast Titans related and the biggest spray that he's ever given me. So here's my chat with Fozzie. Okay, welcome back to this very special episode brought to you by Athlete. Back with my good mate Fozzie. Been a big week for you, mate, and we'll get into that. We'll have a brief chat about it. We try to sort of try to keep things positive here, and can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks as well, mate, for your final game. Want to first off thank everyone and let everyone know, in order to win the Athlete Recovery and Performance Pack, go on and let us know your favourite performance by a player or a team over the weekend in 50 words or less. Last week's 3 winners were Tamara D, Fran J, Peter T. So 3 winners from last week. So congratulations to them and welcome back again, Fozzie. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, great to see you again, Hoz.
Let me start off. It's been a chaotic couple of weeks, mate, and we'll chat about that in a little bit. Let's start off with a little bit of positivity, and it's a question, and it's a question I'd like to ask you as well. So this one comes from Reedy Winchurch.
Yep.
Please, it's almost like a statement, but it's a question as well. Please keep Fozzie next year. Such a great person and gives viewers and listeners a great insight into life and around footy. Fozzie, you're finishing up next year. I'm sure there are going to be so many different opportunities that come your way. But on behalf of the listener and myself now, would love to have you back again next year, Foz.
Oh, music to my ears, Hoz. I've thoroughly enjoyed being on levels with you this year, and hopefully we can continue it into next year and beyond.
Yeah, let's do it, brother.
Yeah.
Mate, big week, obviously. It felt like Desi, at least, or maybe you got the news maybe Sunday. We found out about it Monday. You've got a great relationship with him. He was there from the start. He's going to be there at the finish with you. How have you handled that as not only a coach-to-player relationship, a mate relationship, and then also sort of, I guess, being a I guess that ear or that someone in that leader in the group with such a young group at the Titans who might not have know how to navigate when things like this happen.
Yeah, it's look, my heart just broke for Desi first and foremost. Like knowing him the way I know him, and having the relationship that I've got with him, I was absolutely shattered for him. Just gutted for him personally. There's one thing I always say about Des, and that's that you can never question his work ethic and his desire and his will to improve his footy sides, and his will to want to get results. Since he stepped foot in the door at the Titans, he has been a man on a mission, trying to turn the club around. And trying to bring success to the Gold Coast, and for some reason or a couple of reasons, it hasn't come to fruition and it hasn't worked that way. And sometimes you can't quite put your finger on it. And I've spoken about it throughout the course of this year. It's been incredibly frustrating because from Desi's point of view and from our point of view as players, we've sort of been ticking all the boxes and working as hard as we can to turn our fortunes around and as I said, bring success to the coast. But it's been a really difficult year, mate. And unfortunately in this game, as we all know, you are judged on results, and no one feels the pressure of results more than head coaches. And Desi, unfortunately has lost his job as a result of how we've fared on the footy field. And it's shattering for him, mate. I see how much he puts in, and as I said, his work ethic and his desire and his drive. First one in there, last one to leave. You've got to admire that about the guy. Absolute enormous passion for the game and an enormous passion to help young players improve. But look, the club's decided it needs a change. It needs to head in a different direction, and they've made that decision. And you've got to go with it.
Yeah. Is it frustrating because we've known each other for so long? You've been at a couple of clubs, and I won't name who the clubs were, but there were times when I spoke to you over the years where, like it felt like you weren't really enjoying your time, and you didn't feel like maybe the direction was going the way that you'd like. I feel like even when I've spoken to you off air, or something like, we're as honest as we can be on here, but like we've had conversations, and you've been so positive about it, and it's like the frustrations that it hasn't been able to work out because it felt like you ticked all the boxes. Is that one of the more frustrating parts of the lack of success this year?
Yeah, it's been tough. Like I really felt like when Desi was appointed, that he would not instantly change it, but I just felt over the course of time there would be a real change in our footy identity and the way in which we played. And it's always been a challenging place, hasn't it, the Gold Coast Rugby League team, because a lot of people have come here and tried to get success and ultimately failed. And I think that I just believed, I thought it was a wonderful appointment. I thought Desi would be the man to really turn it around. He's a proven coach. His track record shows he actually can go into clubs and turn them around really quickly. He's done that. He did that with Canterbury. He's done that with Manly, and I think everyone was of the assumption that he would be able to do it here. But it just shows you the magnitude of the task. Hey, like it's to me it shows you that it's a bigger job than what it may seem from the outside, and there's a lot of factors I guess that come into that, but. Desi's certainly done everything within his own will to try and implement everything he can to improve us as a footy club and as a footy team. But like I said, results ultimately tell the story. But off the back of that, I will say that, Desi he's upskilled a lot of players in a short space of time here, and this is a young group. It is a young group when you look at the age of the majority of these guys, and a lot of them are still finding their feet and sort of learning the ropes of consistent footy week in week. Des has done a great job at educating them and upskilling them in those roles. And you may not see the fruits of that immediately, but there's no doubt you'll see the fruits of that down the track, and even more exciting with a guy like HANNAY coming in to capitalise on the back of that and bring all of his 10-year of coaching apprenticeship into this space now. I can see that there's a real excitement about the lads at the moment about what lays ahead.
Yeah. Do you still, because of your relationship with Desi, I know you had ambitions to do something with the club next year, because of your relationship with Desi. Has any of that changed, mate? Are you still keen to sort of be a part, if you can be in some way, and sort of go into that next phase of your footy career?
Yeah, for sure, Hoz. Yeah, that hasn't changed for me. I've been talking. I've had constant dialogue with the club around what potential roles I could, see myself doing next year within the club. And what I will say is I'm really invested in this playing group. I've played with these guys now for 3 years, and mate, I love them all. They're super fellas, and they, you can just see they're crying out for success. So it'd be wonderful to be on that journey with them, even though I'm not out there on the footy field lacing the boots up beside them. I could,
that's awesome.
I could do it in a different capacity next year. So that excites me. So yeah, I'm working through all, available options at the moment. Obviously really enjoying my work in the media, the work I do with Fox as well. So I'll start to get a clearer picture over the next, couple of months of what next year looks like for me. But it's exciting.
Yeah. Here's another question. This come off the back of a couple of, and I'm hitting you with this raw. I want to hit you with this one raw, and I saved this one for you as well.
Yep.
So this one come from Ashley
Yep.
K Mike. Hey boys, started listening to you lads religiously since the start of the season. Love the pod and keen to see how the show evolves. I don't know if you've seen it a couple of weeks ago, Foz, but there was a massive blow up between Mitch Moses and Talon De Silva.
Yep.
And the question is, what were some of the best blow-ups you lads witnessed on the field? So I saved this for you. And he goes, who was the best teammate for a good old-fashioned spray?
Oh.
And my one, night and day, is the game against the Bulldogs when I need you in the head.
Yeah. I'll never forget it, Hoz. Never forget it.
Also, for those at home, I was a dead marine in a tackle. Fozzie was up and had control around the ball carrier. As I'm trying to run past the tackle, I accidentally kneed Foz's head, like flush, hit him like I don't know how I didn't knock you out, Foz, because it was such like I had so much fatigue in me.
Yep.
And I saved it, and I want to just finish off with a bit of fun. You chased me.
I chased you.
You chased me
chase.
for the entire defensive set, and it wasn't until you called me every expletive there is. It's easily the biggest blow up I've ever got in my life. And it wasn't until we got into the attacking set that you still wanted to know.
You finally told me to calm down, did you?
No, you looked at me, remember, and goes, Hoz, did you hear me? You got me in there. And I said, yeah, I heard you. I heard every word, mate. I heard every word.
Me and you have laughed about that for years, and I still remember it to this day. Like that, yeah, that was one of the old times. I tell you, I've had some doozies over the years. I have lost my cool on the footy field over the years, mate.
How common is it though, right? Because this got a lot of news a couple of weeks ago, and all the mate, me and you are we're like brothers. Like immediately when we met, we clicked and we got along so well on the field. But if it wasn't for me kneeing you on the head or not getting to the right spot, you'd quite often give me a rev up, make sure you get to your spot, make sure you make your tackles, get your legs. And I felt like they sort of just blew that up a couple of weeks ago, and it was a non-issue because I think, you know what? I think when you're closer, that's when you blow up harder against each other.
100%. That is certainly the case in a footy side, and I'll say this to the listeners: like I saw that story break, and I saw the headlines around it, and I guess I've heard people say it happens all the time, and it does. It happens constantly at training.
Yeah.
And then it happens in the game. But as quickly as Mitch would have given Talon De Silva a spray, he would have as quickly put his arm around him at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And told him how much he loved him.
Yeah.
And how much he rates him as a footballer. And there's that great process you go through when you're involved in footy teams, isn't it? Where, as you touched on, the closer you are with someone, you probably tend to go a bit harder on them and give them a gobful out on the footy field. And then... but you just as quickly to sit round with that particular person in the sheds after the game, having a beer, having a laugh about it.
Yeah.
And, you might say, geez, I'm sorry about, losing me rocket at you out there. But, they would have been...
Was there anyone even, like, I dare say it'd be less common for someone like yourself in a chief playmaking role, but even when you're a pup Foz at Manly, was there anyone that would give you a spray?
I'll tell you a story. So I was actually telling someone this the other day. I won't name the player, but mate, it was quality. Like, I was a young bloke. I was in about my 20th first grade game. Desi had spoken all week about building pressure. You'd felt the kicking game had been off between me and Trent Hodkinson were the halves in 2010. And Desi spoken all week, mate, when we play the Tigers this week, or I forget who we were playing, he said, make sure we get our short kicking game right and we build pressure. I just want a few repeat sets. Mate, dead set. First set we get down there, I get the ball on fifth tackle, go to put a grubber in. I reckon I booted into row 25. It came that heavy off the boot. It didn't just drizzle dead. It bloody flew into the back fence. Anyhow, this particular team marched up the end of the field, because they got a 20 metre set start, rolled up the end of the field, scored on us.
Put some points on you.
I'm walking back to the huddle. Mate, this player comes round, grabs me by the scruff of me jersey, dead set, rips me in, and just gives me absolute both barrels, like finger in me face. I dead set thought they were about to knock me head off my shoulders.
I won't give it away as well if you don't want to give it away. Was he a teammate of still of mine by the time I arrived? Was he still there?
Yeah.
For sure?
Yeah.
I know who it is.
And,
I know who would be.
Mate, give me both barrels, dead set. And I was saying to someone, that's part of learning. That's part of your growth.
Yeah.
That's what builds resilience as well. That's what makes you realise the importance of getting that kick right. You got, your forwards working their backsides off.
I would argue when I got to you, Fozzie, that was arguably one of the better traits that you had, your short kicking game. So was that something you worked on for a couple of years off the back of that spray?
Probably, mate. Probably, 100%.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everyone's experienced that. Mate, Mitch Moses would have experienced that when he came into first grade.
Yeah, for sure.
He'd be the first bloke to admit that. So, I saw no problem with it. They would have shrugged that off within 5 minutes of walking off the field, and they would have been hugging each other and having a cold beer in the sheds after that. So, it's all part of it.
It helps when you get the win, though, too. That does help.
Oh,
They did manage to get the win after a couple of, it was 50-50 at the end of that Cowboys game. So you could go in and have a laugh rather than addressing it at review, maybe.
Yeah, no, good on them.
Good on you, Fozzie. Love having you here, mate. Can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks. Going to come up to the Goldie and really looking forward to catching up, brother.
It'll be great to see you again, Oz.
Thanks, mate.
All right, mate. Cheers.
Remember what I brought up? Maybe there's something just a little bit there. How come the Roosters players don't celebrate? Well, we've got two different opinions, Mase. The first one's from Jack Grant. The Marky Mark Leaguey versus Union hate is very dribbly. My opinion is what Hoz is alluding to is his personality. He's a straight-up professional. The rest of the team see maybe he does that at training all the time. No surprises. On to the next job. Okay, fair enough, Jack. Isaac agrees with me, however. Scope is bang on the money. After the second Marky Mark try assist, I was jumping around my living room just to see half the Roosters players barely celebrating. Yeah. So Isaac sees it. Jack reckons it's just normality what Marky Mark's doing. All I'm saying is, boys, get around him. Celebrate it hard,
And you weren't the one who separated the league and union. I did. Yeah. I said it must be the league, it must be the union because I'm just thinking, because that's traditionally how it is. Maybe it is his personality. He just he's Fijian, he's Italian, right? He's very laid back, sort of backs his own ability. He's a freaky sort of player. And he... I'm going to take it down to the middles are very, very tired when he's scoring tries, right? They're all buggered because they've been doing all the work. Marky Mark scores these freakish tries and they've got to run 30 metres to get in there. And by the time they get there, it's fucking near over. You know what I mean?
Can we just agree on this? Are we on Marky Mark?
Get around him.
Are we on Marky Mark watch this weekend?
We are.
I'm going to watch him very carefully.
Okay,
he's going to get a couple.
Watch him
I just want to see, because all he gets to celebrate with is the centre. He goes, yeah, good work. And he's like, yeah.
But you know what? Robert Toy is so kicked back and relaxed as well.
Yes.
He doesn't really celebrate as well.
So,
he's the closest to Marky. And that's his right-hand guy. He doesn't celebrate.
No. He just goes, yeah, well done. And he's 20.
But the shit that Mark's doing, that's my point is, some of the shit that NAWAQANITAWASE is doing, as I was like, man, that deserves more celebration.
That deserves people Walshy jumping on his back. You know what I mean? Over the top. I need head collisions and shit.
Yeah.
I want to see James Tarmow and Matty Scott.
Or
do you remember that?
Oh yeah,
they jumped. I was in the middle of that and I watched it. I said, "Oh, you fucking idiots!"
What if they're just being respectful rookies? It's their first year. You're the one that talks about you need to earn your stripes, you do this, that, and the other. They're trying to just temper it themselves.
Because that right edge, right? So who's the
Savala, yeah.
Quiet brother as well.
Billy Smith inside him last week.
It's the rookie right edge.
It's the rookie edge. So they're just going, oh. And NAWAQANITAWASE, he's what is he, 24?
I would say mid-20s, yeah.
Mid-20s, so he's a grown. He's been around for a while. It's not like he's a rookie, athlete or anything like that. It's not a big deal for him to score tries. Yeah. He's obviously, is he 24, right? Yeah, so I think it is the company on the right edge. I think if he had someone, I don't know.
Angus Crichton.
Like an Angus or maybe a Vic Radley, maybe.
I'll tell you the two who celebrate the hardest, Angus Crichton and Connor Watson.
He needs Connor.
They get pumped up with tries.
Teddy, what's Teddy like?
Teddy's always relaxed.
Teddy's really. I think.
Well,
it's their demeanour, mate. It's just they just roll in and go, yeah, good work.
You know who every single one of them will celebrate? Tubes. They all celebrate.
I love Tubes, but
but he's a 15.
When he's 150 tries in, you do that because but Tubes is like you said it beautifully before. Yeah. He celebrates other people's tries so well more than his. Yeah. You'd think he would need him to score a try. Yeah. You think someone else scored the try. But I think. I go down to personalities then. Okay. I go that.
We'll leave it at
I'll leave the league and union out of it.
Will you watch it this weekend for me?
I'm non-stop going to watch it.
If he comes up with
if he fucking scores it like brilliant tries.
Another specky. All right, let's get to this. So these are the reasons HANNAY was hired off. There was an interview with Steve Mitchell, the CEO of the Gold Coast Titans, talking about the reasons behind hiring Josh HANNAY. And I just want to ask you more about if this is going to have an effect specifically with TINO and Dave FIFITA. So HANNAY's work as an assistant under Billy Slater was a huge reason. The Titans picked HANNAY as their coach. He's been with the Maroons since 2022. He has pre-existing relationships with TINO, Mo Fotuaika, Dave FIFITA, Beau Fermor, who have all played during that time. And then also a part of the squads, the Maroons squads, were Jaden Campbell and Jojo FIFITA.
Yeah, right. I honestly don't think it plays a big part at all.
Yeah.
I know my relationship with Josh HANNAY is good. I've known him for fucking near 30 years, right? Yep. So it's a bit different there. We've played against each other and everything like that. But like when you're a young player, and even though you've had an assistant coach being around in Origin, you don't go, oh, fuck, I'm going to go there because he's been the assistant. Like I remember like Flano and all these other blokes who were at assistant coaches when I was in some teams, you'd never really have a connection with the assistant coach because you just don't.
Yeah.
Right?
Is the camp too small?
Yeah. You don't have that. Unless you're on a kangaroo tour, maybe you get really connected to the assistant coach because you spend a lot of time with him. Like Craig Bellamy, right? In 2004. Some really great times with Belly when he toured with us and with Ricky Stewart in 2006 and everything like that. It was you connect with those guys because they've got a lot to teach and you're like, fuck. And I think Belly can recruit from that, right?
Can I just quickly ask you a question then? With the assistant coaches, were any of them in a position to either go coach another team or coach another teams?
Well, Belly was. So Belly was like in 2002, he was assistant coach or something like where he was just starting his tenure at Melbourne. So he was recruiting a fair few. Yeah. Trying to, you know what I mean? He was trying to get me down there for years, Belly. For years.
Yep.
And I just went, because Melbourne wasn't Melbourne, what it is in the 2010s. It was like sort of like 2004, 5, 6, you know what I mean? And I was like, no.
That was the Bulldogs Roosters.
And the Dogs were still going good. So I wasn't going to risk everything to go down there to a team that was, obviously building to where they are now. It's fantastic because of him and Billy Slater and all those blokes. But they hadn't arrived yet.
Imagine if you'd sort of
They hadn't arrived yet. You know, the Billy Slaters, the Cam Smiths were still waiting in the wings. The GI was still waiting in the wings and all that kind of stuff. But Belly, you could tell he was smart because Wayne brought him in. And I think he was always a part of every rep team that I was in, Nelly.
So what about, going back to the example, Flano was an assistant in New South Wales with Ricky, but he was also an assistant with Ricky at Cronulla at the time?
Yeah. And I like Flano as well.
Yeah.
I just never had an opportunity to go to another. The only opportunity I had to go with and build a relationship was with Belly.
Yeah.
And head coaches, I love the head coach like with Wayne and Ricky Stewart.
Who was Gus's assistants when you were...
Gus didn't fucking have any, I don't think.
Laurie, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Laurie. And Laurie wasn't coaching.
And Des.
Yeah.
Des Hasler.
Was Des the assistant, was he?
Desi was a coach. Desi was the 2003...
Did Manly ever come knocking earlier?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, when Des was there, because Des started 2004.
Yeah.
Right? So that's when because I was off contract after that year, so it was a bit of a big deal. And I had a good relationship with Des.
Imagine you and Chucky in the prime.
And then so it was always that. Yeah, so it's up to the personality of an assistant coach.
Okay.
You can just be there and just be behind Bill or behind Mal or whoever's been the coach and not really have this relationship, because Josh is a pretty quiet guy. If he knows you, then you have that different relationship. But when he's got that coaching hat on, he mightn't be as
Well, so here's what Cameron Smith said about it on 100% Footy. Or
yeah, it
Sunday
was.
Footy
Yeah,
show.
I saw it, yeah.
Apparently, he's the one who did all the planning, the detail,
Yeah,
the
he
training
does everything,
session,
yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. So that's a big tip.
But that means that doesn't mean I have a good relationship with Tino.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But
Like, he does-
I don't think you can dismiss it as a non-factor.
No.
Yeah,
I'm not, but I'm saying like a lot of guys. I had Kevin Walters as a fucking assistant,
Yeah.
one of the best assistants.
Yeah.
Alfie Langer. You know what I mean? They're all- It's the boys' club, right?
Yeah.
You just bring like Gordy's coming with Kev. They fucking come along. When's one of my mates going to get on the Aussie fucking? Get on me, mates. Come on.
Well, HANNAY was the one when Billy did that morning presser after he had that day. HANNAY came out in the evening and said, "Oh, by the way, guys, we're going to be kicking it left." Remember?
Here we go.
Before Origin.
Good point. You know what? That, in my opinion,
After the second one,
in my opinion, it was you know how big I am on presses. I remember watching that because Billy had obviously gone through a rough time during that period, didn't sort of handle that, how all that grub stuff
He looked
went
a bit
down.
rattled, didn't he?
I remember when
For the first
Woodsy
time.
come out that next time, Josh Hanno came out and I went, ooh, that was good. He did a good job.
Yeah.
And I know it's only just small sample size, but I thought he handled that really well in a high pressure situation like Origin. I
He
thought
got all the serious stuff out the way
says
first,
a
and then
lot.
at the end of the press, he's like, "Oh, by the way, guys, if anyone's wondering,
It'll-
kicking it down."
It'll
there
say a
left."
lot if Tino stays.
Yep.
That'll mean that, and especially like just say with, Josh Hannay, he's a outside backs specialist, right?
Yep.
He was a great centre, great defensive centre, so he'd have more to do with that. And he'd have good defensive structures and everything, but his wheelhouse is how to defend it, right side centre, left side centre. Do you know what I mean? Then they've got other forwards in there, like Nate Miles that's his wheelhouse too. Even though he's sort of been the manager, he's still around, sort of teaching.
Do you reckon he'd bring Nate Dogg back in the fold at the time?
Maybe I would.
Yeah.
I would. Nate's a great player there.
Yeah. Footy manager of
but he's,
Queensland, ex-Titans player,
great time.
That could
Great Origin player.
forwards, like the mentality around
And I
forwards.
think Nate would be a great coach.
So they got Sats back involved as well. So he's going to have to finish up his role and go into the general manager role. Who else did they get involved? Yeah, you know what? I think in my heart of hearts, I think this is definitely a tactic to try to convince Tino to stay. I
Big
think
time.
Dave's too far gone.
I think Dave will be playing in the Myrtle and Green,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I
I think
think-
he needs a fresh start.
Yeah.
And I think he just needs to be coached and not by a rookie. No
needs-
disrespect to
he needs
Josh.
Wayne.
He needs Wayne.
Yeah.
Some players just need Wayne. He's 24. We haven't seen nowhere near his peak.
Yeah.
And he's already played for Australia and he's already played for fucking Queensland easily.
Mm.
Right? So I'd love to see someone get his the full potential out. We've seen Tino be outstanding for 5 years, you know. So if Tino wants to go, Mo Fodawaker looks like he's going to probably stay there, but I can see Tino going to Melbourne. I honestly can, or the Dolphins. If you're talking about staying near family, if he's family oriented, we said this before, but this will be a massive fucking massive thing for Hannah. If he can get Tino to stay. I don't think Dave FIFITA is nearly even on his list to retain.
So
I reckon Tino, if you can get Tino to stay and say, look, just give me 1 year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just give me 1
He'll
year.
have options, won't he?
Yeah, I know. He's got options all the time. He's got an option every
So
year.
he just goes, look,
But he
clause
goes,
this
just
one?
give me.
push the clause back a couple of years.
Push the clause back. Give me 2 years, Tino. I'll fucking change it. That's what's going to happen. Caution, and you're going to believe that as a coach. If you're Josh Hannay, you're fully going to believe in your system and everything like that. But a lot of coaches have been up there with this ploy.
He's got just over 2 months to try to convince Tino.
Would you like the money to, if say Tino goes, would you prefer to have the money that he's got
you're not
to
gonna
be able to
get
go
another-
elsewhere?
You're not going to get
I'd rather
another
have the
forward
Premier
like that, man.
player.
There's no how many props out there that can do what Tino does. And look, everyone's trying to get that. No
It's
one's
about
getting it.
maximising it with the rest
Nobody-
of the squad.
yeah.
I'd back myself to develop and recruit the.
There's a lack of dominant props in the game. Tino, Payne Haas, Fanua Blake, they're the three. Tamalolo's is past his prime, but he's still a dominant figure. It's hard to get a 6'5", 115, 20 kilo bloke who can play 70 plus minutes, do all the little things at such a young age, and be captain of a club, and have all those leadership qualities. They're a dime a dozen. So when you got those guys in your ranks, you do everything to keep them, mate. You know, like Payne Haas and that. You got to do that, because everyone goes, oh yeah, you can get another Payne Haas. It's like when GI was coming. Oh, there'll be another GI. No, there won't. There'll be another Sonny Bill. No, there won't. There'll be another Mark Gasnier. And it's fucking not. Billy Slater, no. They're fucking right here. Right? They're a dime a dozen. They're generational players. So you just do what you can to keep them.
Big names that you put him in a list with, but
but that's what I'm saying.
He's a premier player.
He's a top 3 prop in the game.
Yep. Adam O'Brien. So I wrote this yesterday when I was putting out the notes, but it's been confirmed now. Yeah. Adam O'Brien has done at the Newcastle Knights. Apparently, Adam O'Brien had formed the Power Brokers. He was willing to walk away a couple of days ago. O'Brien had 2 years remaining in his contract, meaning the Newcastle club would reportedly have to oblige and pay him out the 18 months. Now, it feels like there was a meeting and there was an agreement reached, Mase, because not only was he was, I think the words that were used were he was just drained. Like it had all become too much for him as well. So I think they found a happy medium with regards to the payout.
Give him $1 million.
Yeah, whatever it was.
I think it's 3. I think he.
No, I'm just saying they would have negotiated like.
I think it's like 350.
No, 350,000 they paid him.
I could be.
And they owed him two. They owed him 2.
I think that's how much.
They had a meeting. So the reports were they had a meeting. He was saying that also, like he wanted to be compensated as well because of the contract. But they found there was some negotiating with what it looked.
Believe between 300 and 500.
Yeah. Which, you know what? Like, I know you got that money and you could have dug your heels in. He's been there for a while.
6.
Yeah. Whatever it is, you want 100 more.
whatever you want to do, mate, just get a fucking 150 more.
Anyway.
I don't know. I don't care. Like he's done his time there. He hasn't won a comp or anything, but like in 6 years, got to the finals 5 times, 4 times.
One finals game.
You know?
Yep. Yeah. Look, you can whatever way you argue it, you can go 4 final series in fucking 6 years. Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Only winning 1 finals game is not good.
Depends how
but then you got to go.
He's right in between the half glass, half full.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Think of the era that he's been coaching in as well. The dominance of Penrith. So no one was he was never going to win a comp. No one else. Fucking Wayne couldn't.
That's true.
Fucking Bellamy couldn't.
Yep.
All these great coaches. Robbo couldn't. What the fuck's Adam O'Brien supposed to do with that roster up there? You know what I mean? Like you just
win 1 more final game.
Well, maybe get to a fucking whatever
prelim
before the prelim.
Yeah.
But who they met? They got knocked out by Para.
Then they got pumped
twice.
by fucking the Knights.
Warriors.
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 That's right. Yeah. Who else has done them? Has Penrith ever done them?
Has Penrith beaten them?
Yeah,
because Penrith only play top 4 teams.
That's right. So they played
Cronulla.
So who was the year? Oh, so we knocked him out in second round, I believe.
We
COVID.
Yeah, Lukey was playing hooker.
I was playing.
Riley Smith come off the bench.
You 18th man, eh?
I was the
assistant coach.
Yeah. Anyway, so
he's done all right. He's done all right for that.
Yeah.
And then everyone's expecting your minimum with Adam O'Brien is top 8 because it's a top 8 roster. It ain't fucking fighting for the spoon.
Yeah.
But then you look at the injuries and go, oh, yeah. This is what happens when you lose KP and you lose your absolute superstar player. You just got to make do, don't you? So I feel for him, but it's the writing's been on the wall for a couple of years. This ain't just like a spur of the moment. Oh, let's just get rid of Adam O'Brien. This has been happening. There's been rumours around it for a couple of years.
Well, you know why it's not spur of the moment? Because they haven't, although it was reported on Tuesday, confirmed yesterday, which was Wednesday afternoon, we still don't have a coach this morning. I said this a couple of weeks ago. I got asked the question on SEN and was asked around the question around Siebes.
It's not Balake?
No, so this is to my point. This is why I want to be clear with this before I lose my train of thought.
Go.
So when I got asked around who would I like to see as a replacement, and it was raised, would you like to see Matty Ballin because he's an ex-teammate of yours? I said, whether it's Matty, whether it's Michael Ennis who's within there, or maybe a name that we're not even thinking about, if they were to move on from Siebes, I wanted to make sure that they found the best possible candidate. Now, when you look at the 2 clubs, Gold Coast. Let's start off with the Gold Coast. Remember when the Desi signing caught us all by surprise? Mm-hmm. Right? Remember when Holbrook just got sacked out of the blue?
Yep.
They already had a replacement and announced Des Hasler as soon as Holbrook was done. So in order to do that, you've got to keep it under the wraps. And in order to keep it under the wraps, what can't you do? You can't have multiple candidates. So are you doing your due diligence and finding out who the best possible candidate is to coach a team? Now, history has shown in the last 2 years that that hasn't worked out from the Titans, but they've done the exact same thing. Look at Parramatta as the next example for me. Remember all the shit that Parra were copping for about 6 weeks because they didn't
Trent
announce?
Barrett.
It was Trent Barrett. He was the interim coach. Reports where they went after heavily for Wayne and missed out on Wayne. And then the process took forever before they eventually fell on Jason Rolls. Now, I know we're not in the Parramatta aren't in the top 8 at the moment, but that's already looking like a good decision. Mm-hmm. And my point is, you don't have to be in a rush to name who your coach is going to be moving forward after only just getting rid of your guy because
interviews.
Have you done interviews? Have you done due process?
Don't just give it to fucking everyone's going, it's Blake Green's job. No, it's not.
So here's the point with this, and I've got to say it because, I pride myself on, having no biases at all and no agendas.
Fucking oath, me
Greenie's
too.
one of my best mates from school.
I know.
I think Greenie will eventually be a really good NRL head coach. And Greenie might be the best NRL head coach for the Knights. I don't know. But sit down and chat to all the different coaches that are available right now. So the names that have been thrown out. So originally it was supposed to be Greenie, right? He was in the driver's seat. And then as of today, driving in this morning, I heard the radio that Justin Holbrook Titsy has become a favourite, right? Yes, that's sweet. He could be the next best Knights coach. But don't rush into it. Spend the next 2 weeks. Adam O'Brien's made the decision.
More than 2 weeks.
He's coaching, well, at least that's my floor mate.
Fuck mate. Till the
interview the Sam Burgesses, interview the Willie Peters, interview the Brad Arthurs, interview Blake Green
Danny
in-house
Medeiros.
again. Who's there? The Brian McDermott, who's been the defensive coach. Go through the process. Make sure you fucking get your guy. Like, it doesn't have to be someone in the building, even who I love, who I think will be a good NRL head coach one day. Maybe they sit down, they interview everyone, and they come back to Greenie, and Greenie's the guy. Mm-hmm. Like,
I agree with him.
That's my biggest thing with, like, where I think Titans might have made the same mistake that they made 2 years ago by surprising everyone. Desi's done as soon as Holbrooks was fired.
It's a double-edged sword too because the players want to know.
Yeah, exactly, right.
But do you know what I mean? With the Titans, they're going, okay, that comes down to administration.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to sack him, but we've got Josh Hannay. He's an Origin coach. He's blah blah blah. So that's how you try and recruit players.
Yeah.
Where if you're trying to recruit players for Newcastle, Adam O'Brien's gone. Who the fuck's the coach?
Here we go, though.
Yeah.
And that's a great point.
Yeah.
That is thinking short term as well. Think about what Gus did with Ciro. Took his time getting Ciro, right?
2 years.
Although maybe he was foregoing the following season because they might not be as successful as next season, Gus wanted to make sure he got his guy. Mm-hmm. So he went through a process and he probably took some time convincing Ciro.
He did. Well, he did. He didn't even want Ciro to come in that year. He wanted him to come in 2024. So if you're thinking ahead and you just want to see and you don't want to really make that many changes if you're Newcastle and not pay a shitload of money for a top-notch coach, you'd go with Blake Green and then go give him one year. And if there's no success, then you're looking at a Sam Burgess. Then you're looking at someone else. You know what I mean? Like
See, I wouldn't.
Which I'm not saying.
I would not settle on a 1 year deal with anyone. I'd take my time. You've got all the way up until, and there might be some short-term pain. It might be next year you don't have it as successful as a year because you have missed out on recruits during this period before November 1. But take your time, do your due diligence, have your interviews with Blake Green again, do Brian McDermott in-house, interview Willie Peters, interview Sam Burgess, interview Brad Arthur. Like maybe
they want to coach.
Maybe they don't even want to be a part of Newcastle because then you find out who does, right? Like you don't know, right? So as in the Knights don't know.
Yeah.
So you've got to, all right, who's keen? Who are the managers? Let's bring them in. What's your vision?
Yeah.
And
let's go
take your time. Take your time.
Let's give it a month with where the finals play out. So no one really gives a shit about like anyone who's not in the top 8. That's when you make your decision. Like give it to the grand final. Just say Sam Burgess goes, I want to fucking coach Newcastle. Or someone else. Danny Badiris might put his hand up and go, yep, because I know what Newcastle are like. If Danny Badiris wants to fucking coach, they'll get behind him.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he will,
yeah,
but they love their own. They love their own.
And that's my point, mate. That can't be the reason. That's why I was against it for Manly as well, right?
I know.
Not to say that he can't be the guy, but that can't be the key reason.
No, I know.
And that was my argument with Matty Ballon before a couple of weeks ago. Is like, Matty may be the guy, but it's got to be because of his coaching credentials, the vision, and the interview process. It can't just be because Matty was a gun old boy and a great teammate, and we all loved him as a teammate.
He's been there for around about 10 years in the coaching stuff.
Yeah, it's not about that, Mase.
Yeah.
It's about having a process and going through and ticking all the boxes. And does he tick everything? You know, does he have a pitch? Can he pitch you the plan of what the future looks like and all that?
Does he want to really?
And you know what? And if it gets to the end and you go through it all, again, to my point, Danny Badiris could be the man.
That's me being like, because I know, speaking to Danny, like he would love to, but it's just like, well, you need to really fucking come out and because he's such a humble human.
Apply for it properly.
And fucking go out there and go, hey, because then he will be able to attract, hey, Joey, come up for like not assistant coach, but like be the halves coach. Matty, come be the halves coach. You know what I mean? Like he can do that where if you've got another player up there or some sort of coach where Joey don't get along, you don't get along with Adam O'Brien, obviously, and they don't want anything to do with all those old boys. So he goes, fuck you. You need a player in there who can attract other really, really good assistant coaches. I reckon if you had Danny just as the front man and then you could pick whatever fucking assistant coaches that you wanted around him, because they got the assistant coaches do most of the work.
Yeah,
you just need a front man, and Danny's smart enough to do that. But I'm just that's me. I know sort of what they're sort of thinking a little bit. I know what Joey's thinking, and I know what Danny's thinking. And I'm like, well, fucking do it. Like this is just talk around a table, right?
Yeah.
This is not like, okay, Danny, hold a press conference and say I want to coach the Knights. This is just like us three were sitting around here just talking about, well, you coach fucking Knights, Betsy. You get Joey up there or something like that. He goes, yeah. You know, Betsy's like, just too nice to say, fuck off, I don't want to coach.
How does the GM go about the interview? Like, what do you think an interview for a coach look like? Are they coming in like, does BA have to have like
5-year plan?
He reckon BA's just sitting there, just keeping his eye on all the potential vacancies, having little notes on what he'd do to each team so he can present should the occasion arise?
For sure. You'd have to have like, I've never been involved in anything like that, but I imagine, all right, what are some of the players you like? What are the strengths?
Cap
how do you think
management sort of thing?
like with Newcastle
Recruitment and pathways is massive.
Yeah.
Newcastle need to do what the Eels and the Dogs have done, just clear house.
No, 100%. That's why I'm scared of Blake Green and Brian McDermott and all that. The crew that's been associated with Adam O'Brien, it's not working. So whatever they're going to do, it's pretty much the same shit, and that's what I think a lot of clubs think.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
I know. I understand. I know, but I'm just saying. Like I sort of know people up there. They want to clean the whole fucking joint out.
So here's
from recruitment to fucking everybody. Like I'm talking, no one. Hoz is safe up there.
Yeah,
no one.
I know, but this is not just specifically Newcastle.
I'm talking about Newcastle.
Yeah, I'm talking about broad as well. When decisions like this happen, and using examples like, and the one where you could probably argue that they have had some success. When Ricky moved on from the Sharks, Fano took over after, was able to come up with a premiership. So there are examples where it does work. I keep coming back to the same point, and this is not just focus on Newcastle.
Was it?
Yeah, so that's why I keep coming back to the point. It's not specifically about Newcastle. It's about doing due process for all the clubs across the board, no matter what. I think gone are the days where they're like, you've got to have old boys
fuck that.
in there, and that guarantees them the spot. Like my point is going through the process, which Lukey's talking about here, and I reckon with Newcastle specifically, whoever interviews for that role will have to go in and have a plan and have a really detailed plan around how they're going to use specifically Dylan, Fletcher, and Kalen.
100%.
And you've got to be able to sell the so is it Peter Parr who was part of those?
Peter Sullivan, isn't it?
Sullivan's
Parr's there and Sully's there.
Peter Parr's the big dog now, the GM now.
He's football manager.
So I reckon whoever sells, because when you look back on it now, like no matter how people feel about whatever Adam O'Brien is, there were a number of people involved in recruiting Dylan Brown. They don't want to look like fucking idiots, right? If this Dylan Brown situation doesn't work out at Newcastle, This has got to work for a couple. This has got to work for O'Sullivan. This has got to work for Peter Parr. Yeah, because
They're the
O'Brien,
ones who fucking got
they
him.
also pulled the trigger on it, right? So whoever sells them, I reckon that's the first and foremost with the Newcastle big dogs. All right, come on. We've got Kalen, Dylan, Fletcher.
Mate,
Maybe
this is
Sandon
why-
Smith's coming up.
This is why it's a big
where
deal.
where do you see Phoenix Crossland? Sell us on this.
Yeah.
How is this? How are you going to make this
Yeah,
work?
and there's no way in the world that I'm just thinking there's old boys that come in and I'm not for that. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just I know people who want to coach and they've got smart brains and they understand the game.
Yeah.
Like that's the only reason why I'm going for Bedsy because he's fucking smart and he loves Newcastle, right?
Yeah.
But I honestly, in my heart of hearts, I don't think he wants to coach Newcastle. He just wants to be around there, run blue shirt and do all that kind of shit. But when it comes to the coaching, I'm with you. You need to come with it and have a whole plan for the next at least minimum 3 years. What's your 3-year plan?
Who's your staff? Who you bring
Who's your
together?
coaching staff? Who's your S&C? Who's your fucking trainer? Who's your weight trainer? Who's your nutritionist? Who's your physio? This, you know what I mean? If you want to bring a whole fucking stack of new people, they're your people. And that doesn't usually happen when you're a new coach, right? But if you're trying to recruit a big coach, he's coming in there with his own people.
Yeah. Well,
You
if
know,
it's
so-
Wayne, then he's an
Yeah,
outlier.
well, yeah, that's
so
what I mean.
Wayne, if you're trying to get Wayne Bennett, so here's my point. Going back to the Manly part, like a couple of weeks ago again. Remember, I was like thinking about. I was throwing out like interviewing, Michael Ennis, who was reported to be supposed to be following Siebes. Apparently there's a 1-year deal for Michael Ennis as assistant coach again. Matty Ballon, who's been doing some great work at the Brisbane Broncos and might have.
Is MB coming back?
Well, there was chat around Matty Ballon. But like, why not if you're not like Manly or Newcastle? Fuck, it's probably a 0.001% chance. Why don't you reach out to Bellamy? Like, that's the due process that I'm talking about, mate.
Everyone.
Like, why wouldn't you reach out to Bellamy, who's been on 1-year deals at Melbourne Storm? Like, why wouldn't you? Even if he says no, at least you've had that conversation.
I ain't giving it just to anyone. You know what I mean?
This is the other factor. I don't like always talking about managers, but both Green and O'Brien are both Isaac Moses. Does that play a role, do you think?
Big time.
Nah. Well, it shouldn't. It
fucking does.
It shouldn't. Yeah, look, it does. More so with player acquisitions and relationships with coaches. But I think if they have moved on from Adam O'Brien, they've made the decision to potentially move on from the head coach and the manager role there. It definitely doesn't hurt, put it that way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think just because they've moved out from Adam O'Brien, it won't hurt the cases of a guy like Blake Green or maybe Holbrooks, Moses as well. No.
Newcastle?
He's ours. He's the ours. Yeah, I'm not to say I don't think it's a huge advantage having a manager that's there, but I don't think it would hurt.
It doesn't hurt. No, because like when Isaac Moses was doing, like when he was negotiating a lot of players there, he looked after all that coaching stuff. And even Siebes as well. He looks after Siebes. He looks after a lot of Manly.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see what they do, Manly and
What do you got?
I got another Newcastle that could be a candidate for the Newcastle Knights.
Go.
Lukey Burt.
Ooh, Lukey Burt's been
Left field.
Yeah, he's
Up in
not a
Burley.
fucking chance.
No way.
way.
Lukey Stowe's favourite player.
I love Luke Burt.
Just throwing him in the mix.
He's been doing his apprenticeship up in Queensland Cup.
Yeah. He'd be potentially.
I reckon he's part of the next merry-go-round sort of people.
because you know what?
Maybe I reckon he's on his way into Titans or something like that.
I reckon because Birdie did
Get some time
an
as well.
assistant coach role with Brad Arthur for about 2 or 3 years at Para,
he's good.
and then he's been up at Burley now for a little bit.
No, he's been going good. I love Luke Burt. Only since we were fucking 14. Be interesting to see that, but what's happening with Newcastle?
It'll be fascinating.
I just don't know who they're going to pick. Like, I love Blake Green, right? You've been friends with him for ages. I'm like, I honestly, in my heart of hearts, I don't think Bedsy will coach it. I don't think he wants to coach that. And I'm just like, who else is there around? There's not many fucking great coaches. I mean, there are great coaches, but they're all locked in.
Not great coaches. They're candidates.
You've got to take a bet on something.
They're solid candidates.
Yeah, you've got to take a bit of a gamble on fucking
Tyson.
someone. A bit of a Tyson on someone. Maybe Tyson Gamble can coach.
That's enough.
Yeah,
I don't want to go too
but
far
like,
down
I'm just like, you've got to like take a gamble on fucking on someone who has been in the system for 5 or 6 years, being an assistant coach, like your Josh Hannays and Blake Green's has done his apprenticeship.
Yep.
They're the ones that you got to go up. You're not going to get the big dogs, but you got to get someone who's fucking been in the game for a while and understands all the fucking things.
Sorry, the other name there too, I forgot to mention too, because I don't like these are my sort of main candidates. Matt King as well. Also done a huge like the apprenticeship. It's looking like a pretty good tree at the moment from underneath Robbo. With Fitzy's done a great job at the Sharks for the last 3 or 4 years, and Jason Rolls just comes out of the Bellamy and Robinson tree, and he seems to be doing a great job. At Parramatta in the
Matt
short
King's
term.
been in coach's box for years.
Yeah, he doesn't strike me as a guy that would want to do it.
South, I think it was 2014 South replay was on the other day. Look up in the box.
Was
He's in
he
the
up
box.
there?
I'm like, shit, he's been.
He
in the
might
box
have even
for
been a
ages.
player then.
He loves
back then.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, potentially.
He did. He ended his career at South.
Yeah, might even been finish up his career there, so that's why I was there.
Fuck, I love Matty King.
Anyway,
One of the
I would be really.
Favorite humans.
I would like to say. I think Justin Holbrook is an NRL coach. I think he would be worth. I think Brad Arthur's an NRL coach. They would be good
Just
picks
get
with
them all
guys
in
that
one
have been
fucking
there.
room and say, all right, we're all head coaches. Get in there.
Wrestle.
Get it done. Get a wrestle off.
What's the shark bait?
I think BA gets it because of Dill.
Because he'll
I
ragdoll
think that's a
fucking
big part,
Holbrook.
and he's obviously they've been making silent moves by bringing his kids there. I think.
Yeah, I reckon BA would be good, and you just get Holbrook and Blake Green as assistants. That seems like a pretty good team. Just gotta have a good team of people, good bunch of blokes. Apparently, like they didn't have a good bunch of blokes in Newcastle.
So I think
Wasn't a
it's
good
very
vibe.
similar sort of
Wasn't a
position
good
to what
vibe.
Para found themselves in when BA took over. That
Yeah.
sort of success. We weren't probably making the 8s often, but that's still the chaotic nature of the club.
Similar sort of prickly
can run a
new
good
age coaches, Adam O'Brien and Brad.
Well, they're all
But-
cut from the fucking Bellamy tree.
Yeah, they're good mates, best mates.
Yeah,
Those two.
but they all. But
Are
you know,
they?
you know
Best
what their
mates.
fault was. Their fault was they tried to copy and paste what Bellamy did. Just fucking intensity. Relax, mate.
Yeah.
Like you're not Craig Bellamy. There's only one dude who can lose his shit and
Oh,
people actually love.
I will vouch for it.
I'm not sure about BA, but I
Yeah.
know like Adam O'Brien. He fucking looks like
intense,
his resting heart rate's about 160.
You know, yeah, he's always frustrated.
He fucking looks pissed off all the time. I had a beer with Adam O'Brien like about
Pissed
2 or
off?
3 years ago.
Furious
He was
drinking
fucking,
the beer.
no. He was a fucking good human.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and we'll just talk. That's when I just sort of signed with the Dogs. He goes, oh, it's good work, blah, blah, blah. I said, it looks fucking stressful, mate.
Yeah.
He goes, he was a really, really good human.
Yeah.
But then, like, as I said, like, coaches just turn into different animals, mate, when they're in their box.
We can have an opinion of the coach and then completely remove that from our opinion of them as a human.
They're great. He was a great
Yeah.
bloke. And everyone who goes, what's Adam O'Brien? I said, well, I've met him once or twice and he was
fella.
good to me.
Yeah.
And so,
I met him super early on. I went up there to do a podcast with someone with him at his house in Newcastle. I think that plays into the factor, the stress that he's come out and said.
bro,
I'll give you an
looks
example.
there.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example because this is all in the same thing. So, Des was at Chez's wedding. Went up and had a chat to Desi as dropping the shoulders, off-season thing, wedding. Had a good chat to Desi for about 2 or 3 minutes. I was in the SEN box next to Desi during a game which they won. Walked straight past him, shook his hand because I thought, well, mate, like not mates, but I thought, well, you know,
Oh, well, you
nothing,
constituents.
zero, straight past, like I didn't even exist. Like he's in coach mode, and I didn't like take it back as I wasn't fucking what's the word?
But offended.
Offended. I wasn't offended. I was just like, oh, he's locked in. You know what I mean?
He's preparing for Travis Main.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Lots of plot.
He thought you were Travis Main.
But that's he thought I was Maney. That's the difference and the pressures that he was in game mode
no,
and he
mate.
was not in a mood to have anything like see me like fuck. We're not like fucking. I'm not Cherry or Foz to him.
matter, but you're like, you're part of, like, you're just.
No, it was like he didn't even recognise me. Bang, straight past.
But to my point, like the stress
Sort
of
of
like,
offended.
and you can attest this from Newcastle.
sort of
Yeah,
offended.
bring back Luke Burt. Nah, my point is like going to Adam O'Brien's house as a Newcastle coach. You're like he's in Merriweather, so it's like you're in the suburbs. You're in there with everyone. I feel like if you coach Para, you can sort of live anywhere, and you're not sort
He
of.
should
in
have
the-
moved out
in
to
the thick
Toronto
of it.
West.
If
He
you
would have
coach
got
like
more
the
I get your point
Roosters,
there.
you can live in Liverpool potentially, and then come up. You know what I mean?
No, Newcastle is like, you are stuck there.
That's what I mean. So you go for your coffee, and then like I understand where the stress would come from because you're the dude. I think he got in like a car accident. That's all over like the Newcastle fucking Facebook groups and
Mate,
stuff.
trust me, I'm from Newcastle. You can't
Yeah.
move. You're not going to live anywhere else but in Newcastle, where they train in Broadmeadow. You're going to have a live around there, or you live in Merriweather's like fucking like Bondi, or not like Bronte. It's beautiful little thing. It's right on the beach and everything. And most of the players live around there, so yes, you can't hide there.
Is it fair to say the most popular people in Newcastle are the Knights players? Like win
Yeah,
or
mate.
lose.
That's the other thing.
Yeah. I
They
would
love
equate it-
Newcastle, mate. That's that town that's just built on football.
I'd equate it to like North Queensland to be similar to that. 'cause
Yeah, but
it's like
North
one
Queensland
city
is a
town.
little bit more laid back.
And also, so
Little bit more
and
laid
don't
back.
have the history of Newcastle as well.
true.
I think the history changes thing for Newcastle. I think the
Blue collar town,
the
bro.
working class mentality changes it for Newcastle as well. Where it's hardjacker out there.
Yeah.
They get to enjoy their work. You know what? Going back to that point, and in my heart of hearts, I think the beginning of the end for sure was when he questioned the fans. Yeah, I reckon that was that was it.
Don't have any doubt on that.
Yeah.
That's it. Enough on Newcastle.
There's one more little bit. Oh, yeah, and the example to what you're talking about. Seen Robbo a couple of times. Remember we've done the Bronny, so he's around the eastern suburbs, obviously. Done a couple of runs. Like, even though as big as Robbo is as a coach and the success he's had, I don't reckon he gets hassled that much around eastern suburbs.
It's just a population thing.
It's a population vibe thing. Like, it's cool not to care in the eastern suburbs. So I reckon Robbo, and this is to your point, I'm
always
in
around
agreement with you. You see him out, be at the cafe. I've said hello to him a couple of times. Always been really polite, but I don't reckon he gets like hammered
100% he doesn't get hammered.
compared to what O'Brien would be.
Newcastle
walking
is
down
different.
at a cafe and getting hammered. Knights players going or fans going, come on, what's going on? With
Mate,
the
I
team?
told you when I used to live with Jared Mullen, right? And I'm sitting there having a coffee, so he's there, I'm there. Some new Knights supporter comes up, hey, Willie, how you going, mate? Good game last night, blah, blah, blah. Fucking hell. What happened to your fucking six last night? His kicking game was dog shit. Mullo's sitting there. And I went,
He smashed
I
that
said,
one.
why didn't you tell him?
Yeah.
And he goes, and I thought he would have went, oh, shit, like, oh, fucking hell, Mullows, what's wrong with you? Like, just double down on it and give it to him. I was like, fucking hell. That's what you expect, but if you don't put in for the city and that town, they'll get you, right? And a lot of the players in the last sort of 3 or 4 years, they're not Newcastle people, right? So if you're not, like, just even with KP, like if he plays a couple of bad games up there, they'll fucking question him. They'll start hammering him. So it's a different breed up there. They love their footy, mate. You just got to put in for the city.
KP's had his love and hate up there for his entirety of his career.
Yeah.
For the most part, a lot
of love.
but there's a little bit of hate.
Well, this year, like, you know what I mean? If he doesn't come out of the blocks next year and fucking just puts the town on his back, like, they expected him to be like Joey-esque. That's why Joey can walk around there. Danny Badiris can walk around there. They won 2 premierships and they're fucking gods, right?
You win a premiership for that.
You win a
team.
premiership up there, mate. And
That
you beat
town.
Andrew Johns can do what the fuck he wants still. He hasn't been there for 19 years. Bullshit.
All right, let's get to the team
I was there
list.
last week with him.
By the way, just want to quickly mention this, Mase, because a lot of people ask us questions about this. As always, the cheese situation, especially when it's going through the courts, when anything happens off field, if you want to get the opinions of people on those situations, then you can go and watch another podcast, because that's just not, we don't talk about that.
We don't do news.
We don't do off-field news. We want to talk about players. We want to talk about transactions. We want to talk about coaches, futures, all that sort of
Football.
stuff. That's the stuff we'll talk about. The one thing I will say, I love Cheese. I've met him a couple of times. I like him as a person. I just hope he can get his shit sorted out, because I know there are allegations at this point, and right now there are allegations, but he's just had this stuff that's sort of followed him for the last couple of years. I want him to do his footy, to do the talking, and that's all we'll say on that. All right, let's get to the games for the weekend. So there's been uproar about this as well, Mace, and
Yes.
I don't think you're going to have.
I'm fucking going tonight.
Yeah. So you're still attending despite the players that are missing. All
Well,
right,
I didn't know that till I ordered the tickets, because my big Les is coming down with his boys, and
to see a blockbuster
because the
game.
boys love Toto, Cleary, fucking all the brother. I hope they have to come to the game, right? Do you
They'll
reckon
be
they
there
will?
at the game. Yes.
Yeah, well, sweet.
They're not going to an exhibit concert.
But it's not their home game, so I'm not sure about the rules.
Or a Teddy Swims
Or a
concert.
Teddy Swimsy. Are they going to swimsies? No, so they want to meet those guys. So after we've got good seats and everything like that. And
Brad
then-
Arthur.
Yeah, we'll go down there, and I reckon they'll just want to go on the Penrith sheds, and because they're not playing, it'll probably be better.
Yep.
So they can have photos,
Fuck yeah.
all that sort of shit. You know what I mean? If after a loss, it's fucking awful. They'll meet Critter and all the boys in the Bulldogs, but yeah, they love Bizzer and Nath. So I'm like, hey boys, photos.
You don't get to see him, but
And
you
I
get
don't
photos.
fuck. You know what? I hate that shit. Right? I'll get Les to take the photos.
All right.
I'll be in it.
Let's get to the game. Bulldogs versus Panthers, Thursday, 7:50 p.m. Josh Curran comes into the starting side for Viliami Kikau, who's been hospitalised with a skin infection. Harry Hayes is missing 6 weeks on the sidelines with that hamstring injury. So Daniel Saluka Fifita has been added to the bench.
Did he do that with the run? With the attempt when he got pulled up?
He must have. So I want to see the late mail too, because we get the opportunity to see who the final any changes. Oh, there won't be any changes to Penrith, that's for sure. Jokes aside, with Penrith, they've refed basically their New South Wales Cup team's playing. That's the best way of putting it.
Yep.
There's been blow up throughout the week around Ivan's decision to do this. I know it benefits your team, the Bulldogs that you follow, but I don't think if they were playing the fucking Eels, if they're playing the Warriors,
They're doing it.
you wouldn't have a problem with it, right? I think it's a non-issue.
I don't have a problem with it. I have a problem with, I don't know. I don't think 16 players need a rest. I thought Cleary, Liam Martin, Yowie, Bizza, and
Effective like an origin.
and Yo.
fixture.
And
Yeah,
Yo.
yeah.
So all the origin players that have played
Representative
massive,
players.
all the representative players, I don't think Casey McLean would be thinking, I want to rest. I don't think Blaze Talangi would be thinking, fuck, I need a rest.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these, and Dylan Enwood, sorry. All these guys, they do need a rest because they've played so much football, but I'm like, 16 players? Like, I'm like, okay, I
You know
get
why I
it, but
like
I
it?
understand. I think they'll do this for fucking this game and next week. And they'll roll into the first game, the first semi.
that's a take.
Fresh as fuck because they understand and they know what sort of team they've got. I don't think they can risk an injury. That's why. I don't think because if they've got a full deck of cards right now, they're resting players. And then by the time that first semi comes, they know exactly what mode to get into.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about this week. Or if we finish 8th, I don't care. Suck shit whoever's playing, whoever finishes 5th. Warriors.
That's huge.
Yeah. You know what I mean? If the Warriors finish 5th.
Or Broncos.
Done. You know what I mean? So I don't think they really care where they finish.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, I just think that. I honestly think that that's the way they're going to do that.
They
And
play
then
Dragons
they play St.
next
George. Why? Why risk anything? Well, because they know they need that fucking full deck of cards to go and have a really big push for this final series because they have to do it the hard way. You can't risk Bizza getting injured. You can't risk Cleary getting injured. Yowie doing his shoulder. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, pretty much, you're going to get,
Yep.
you know, and then you come back in round 1, you know your big dogs are going to be firing. That's what I'll be doing if I was Cleary.
So to your point, which you started with as well, the reason I like what Ivan's done by resting all of them as well, because I agree with you. I don't think they can afford to miss anyone, whether it's fucking, especially like guys like Moses Leota, Mitch Kenny, Scotty Sorensen, vets that had to do the heavy lifting whilst all those guns were out during that period. So I like the idea of resting them. And also, you know, it'd be like I know these youngsters haven't earned their stripes within the Penrith regime like others in the past, but how hard would it be for Milky Jenkins, Casey McLean, Blaze Talangi to be playing with the New South Wales Cup team against the Bulldogs? So that's why I like what Ivan's done. And I could
Get them all out.
You know, like unfortunately for the fans that have bought
Sorry,
tickets,
who is playing?
Who's the one that's
So
stuck
who's
around that
Schneider?
one person?
Schneider.
Well, he's not even in the fucking team most of the time.
He was in the 17 last week, but
Yeah, I
didn't
know,
get on
but
the
like
field.
he's played most New South Wales Cup this year.
No, he's always been in the 17. But for example, he was in the 17 last week, but he didn't even get on the field. Like he's just
Played fuck all.
if there's an injury, they use him. He's that sort of guy for him.
Smart coaching.
Yeah, I agree. I've got no issue with it at all. Winning premierships is the priority, and if this is the way that Ivan best sees going on a run, whether it's 2 weeks like you said,
I think it will be.
that it might be, or it's just resting this week and then front loading and going hard into the Dragons, going hard into a 5-week run, then I'm all for
Gone
it.
are the days where, like, just say when we were playing, you needed to start, like, you needed momentum to going into the finals.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
Here's one for
You
you.
just need the right players that can just switch the gear and go up to another level and bring everybody up. They just can't risk anyone getting injured. You cannot risk Cleary getting injured or Yowie getting injured. One of those two go down, they're done. You'd rather it go down in the first semi, yeah, not a bullshit fucking round 26 and 27 game that means nothing. You know, they're going to finish in the top 8, whatever.
How do you think head office feels?
No one cares.
So,
mate.
no one cares. Winning
Look how much
winning
money-
over everything.
Look how much money
Winning
they've
over
fucking-
everything.
NRL head office.
They felt something they'll be changing the rules next year to maximum of 5 players being rested.
If the NRL really cared and wanted to come up with a compromise, and this is going to be my next point with it, it's a reflection of how long the season is. And it's too much footy. If they really cared, because this has been happening for a while now, this is an extreme version of it. We haven't seen the entire roster drop. Like even Bally's resting 3 or 4 for Melbourne, and he'll probably do another 3 or 4 next week, to what Mase is saying. So he's saying Bally's sort of doing strategically what Mase was alluding to there. Rest about 3 or 4 of them, especially your elite players. And then the next week, you rest another half a dozen. That's what Bally's doing.
Cleary's just gone clear the deck. We're going for the big prize, and the big prize is the Telstra Premiership.
Yep.
And we don't need any injuries. We can't afford that many. We can't afford injuries, right? Everyone's playing good. Everyone's pretty fresh, apart from Biz needs about 2 or 3 weeks of rest. Yeah, Yowie needs good couple. He's probably the only one. Cleary, those soft
Lee Martin.
Yeah, you can't have them. They're going to pretty much have 3 weeks off. They'll be doing training. Their level of training, and they know how to
You're
get
really confident they're going to have 2 weeks off.
Yeah, fucking oath. I'd do it if I was coach.
Do you remember start of this year, this team dusted Manly in the preseason trial while they went over to Vegas?
But also Manly were missing all their main players.
I wouldn't
as well.
be surprised if they...
There was like Ches, Tommy, Jakey, but Tolu Cole played. Like there was probably about 5 of Manly's stars were missing in that game, in fairness to Manly. But you're right. It is a fucking pain in the ass for the Bulldogs this week.
Oh, it is.
It would be torture, because if the game is close to 60 minutes to go, they're going to be going, what the fuck is going on? Stress levels, fans are going to be off it. So
it's going to be terrible.
And the way this Panthers regime and junior development has been over, like they've been awesome.
They've been waiting in the fucking...
There's 16
the
guys
wings,
that would
mate.
love to be a part of their best 17 next year. They're going to get an opportunity.
And if you don't think they're probably going, fuck, if someone gets injured in the first, semi-final and we get through, I want to be next man up, because we could jag another premiership.
fuck
right?
right.
You think that is not going to happen? They're thinking fucking best game every game. So they're going to give the Dogs their best. Right? We should win, right? We should win. But the Dragons next week,
Does the New South Wales
dust
Cup
those guys up.
coach play more of a role this week, given that... Nah?
No.
They train all together.
It's the same...
Gone are the days where
Same
a
system.
first grade coach is different to the New South Wales. All the same cores, systems, they're all the same.
Same moves.
Basically, New South Wales, the way that New South Wales Cups, and we've talked about this before, Mase, SG Ball, it's not about winning those competitions. Winning the competitions are a bonus.
Yeah, right.
It's about producing NRL players. So what they do now, all the best clubs, all those coaches are trying to filter the players up to the next level. Not win games at New South Wales Cup, not win games at SG Ball.
Most of the good kids go
If you
from-
do win games, awesome, right? You're ticking 2 boxes, but it's getting them ready for first grade.
There's a lot of players that go from SG Ball, which is 19s now. They this year, you can see some of the St George players, Helen Gahu, King Tonga, Pacifica. We played those guys in the fucking grand final last year in SG Ball.
Yeah.
Like, because they're 18, 19, now they're 19, 20. That's the jump. So Fleg's like 21s, and then you've got reserve grades. So if you're good enough, you just skip it.
You filter through.
Yeah. You go quick.
Well, to Tab have the Bulldogs at $1.09, Penrith are $7.50. The line is 20.5.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. Yeah, I know the Dogs are. The Dogs will win. It won't be a flogging.
20.5.
Tinfoil hat. Do you want me to go?
We'll run away with it.
tinfoil.
Your
Do
last,
you want me to go
15
full?
minutes.
Do you want me to go full tinfoil
Go
hat
on,
on this?
Go on.
You love my tinnies, don't you?
Full wrap.
This
the
is
whole
my
body's wrapped
This
in
is my
tinfoil.
You've
just
just finished the Sydney Marathon. You get that thing that you put on at the end.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
blankets,
you just-
the silver blankets.
He just climbed Everest.
Are you doing that, by the way? No.
Yeah, he is. He is
Full just tin foil hat.
full
New
metal
segment.
jacket.
The 2 teams that benefit the most by Ivan resting all players this weekend are his 2 previous assistant coaches. Cameron Ciraldo will obviously benefit by playing a New South Wales Cup team if they do go on and win. And Webby hanging on to that top 4 position with the Broncos and Panthers just clawing away at him from behind are the 2 teams that benefit the most out of
Very tinny.
That's what.
No, that's
you
not
like
tinny.
that, Tinny?
No, I like that. I like that.
So
I
rather
do
than
like
doing, so rather than
He's looking
Play-
after his boys.
rather than going full tilt this week and then continuing the 4-game skid from the Bulldogs, applying pressure to Webby and the Warriors, and not doing it next week against the poor little Dragons. He's done it this week, and the Bulldogs benefit, and in a small way, the Warriors benefit as well.
Yeah, this next game. This is the
You like that?
I do
It's a
like
danger
that.
game, this
I do
one.
like it. Speaking of the Warriors was Parramatta.
Yeah, it'd be good. Surely, oh God, it's a Go Media too.
Yeah, we'll get to. Did I get to the changes for the door? No, we don't know.
Yeah, we've wrapped.
All right, let's go. Warriors versus Eels, Friday, 6 p.m. our time, 8 p.m. local time at Go Media Stadium. No changes to Webby's squad. Dimitri Vaimuanga is again named to start with Tanner Smiths. They were a late change last week. The Eels head across the ditch with the same 17 that upset the Roosters. Sean Russell is thereabouts as the 18th man. And shout out to the Fox.
Yep.
What does the Fox?
Ding, 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 ding.
200
Fucking
games.
Archer,
Shout out to
the best.
Foxy.
153 tries,
What I
200 games.
What I didn't realise was him and Mitch were
52.
early Tigers days together.
Yeah, and
So they've
Pappy.
got that
and
connection.
Pappy.
And Pappy,
And
yeah.
Pappy, yeah.
And Pappy was part of that
Pappy
team.
was Tigers, yeah.
Wow. And they all played together?
In the system.
Pretty sure. Pappy went there. Pappy went down there, and Fox went down there, and
You don't have to deep dive. Someone deep dive for us. Tigers fans, let us know if they all played together at one
not sure if
time.
they all played together, but they were within 1 or 2 games together, one or 2 years. But I like the Eels. I don't know why.
I feel like that hasn't worked out for us this year.
Never does. Man, fucking.
Because whenever, whenever you get high on the Eels, they lose and you get pissed off at
Yeah.
them and you hammer them the next week and then we win.
It's weird, isn't it?
Tab aren't too happy for the Eels. They're at $2.35 Parramatta. The Warriors
That's
are
a good
favourites at $1.60. The line is 4.5.
I'll tell you a better bet
team,
if you
mate.
do it responsibly. My anytime try scorers for this round. So, I just did an interview with Isaiah Yongi yesterday. Omen, he's in.
Yep.
Yeah, like when you do a one-on-one, there's good vibes, there's good energy. I'm on Yongi. It's Foxy's 200. He's in. He scores most weeks anyway. So we'll take the Fox. And it's old boys day over there for the New Zealand Warriors. So I'm taking the old boy on the wing, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck.
Easy.
Omen. You like that?
So they usually go
There's
good on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
we
beat
went there
Manly
last
when
time. The Warriors.
we were there. They beat
Manly beat them, didn't they?
I know Manly beat him on Old Boys Day when we were
Yeah.
there.
So they're not that good. Remember we
You
went
answered
there?
your own
That
question.
sucked, yeah.
They're normally pretty good,
No,
aren't they?
I thought,
they're not.
I just remember. I was just like, the last time we went there was Old Boys Day, and they fucking got beat.
That was 2 years ago. Who
Yeah.
did they play last year? Dad was over there. Because my dad's gone over. I just dropped in the airport this morning.
I hope they do win.
This is the Mark Horo Cup too, by the way.
This is
Parramatta
me.
and Warriors,
Yeah.
great.
This is me thinking I don't want to, like, for my Bulldogs, right? I just don't want the Warriors. I don't want. No, do I want the Warriors to finish in the top 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you
Or I want them to finish 5th. So just say if we get beat, then we play the Warriors.
that's mad disrespect to the Warriors that you're talking right now.
Don't
You
care.
think they're the
I'd
easy
rather
kill?
I'd rather play Warriors than Brisbane in the second
Wars
round.
fans are going to be
Oh,
furious at
please.
us.
Come on, man. no
tick-
way.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think out of the teams in the top 4,
Big time playing
they're- of course. But that's not good. The Warriors fans are sitting there going, fuck you, OG.
The TikTok editors are ready.
Good.
Good.
Because that's just me as a
And
player.
Scott, you can say
that's
fuck you,
just me as a,
Scott.
that's just me as a player. I'm just like, I would rather be if we go down to Melbourne, we get beat by Melbourne, we're going to play fucking Brisbane or Penrith. Pending.
Now you've upset your Dogs fans because you're taking an L against Melbourne
Just saying,
first
I
week.
don't know. I think we.
I'm joking,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I know. But I reckon obviously that's a massive game for us. We'll talk about that fucking in 3 weeks.
Yep.
But like that's the way I'm already thinking like that.
Mate,
It's going to be hard.
Webby
Second
was
versus
on
third.
Webby was on SEN yesterday, and he said similar.
Yeah.
And this is the mentality they're going to have to use, man. Everyone thinks we're the easy kill.
The
Everyone
low-hanging
thinks
fruit, yeah.
everyone thinks we're the team to beat. We want to surprise some people. So
Yeah.
that's the mentality that a lot of people
big time.
think, and they're hearing it inside, and they're using it as motivation. I'm with you. I'm on the Eels because of the good vibes. I feel like you can't rock up with the Eels
No,
shirt
you can't do that.
willy-nilly and pick the Warriors. But yeah, good luck to everyone in the Mark Hoddle Cup. Storm versus Roosters Friday, 8 p.m. at Amy Park. Bronson Garlick takes over from Harry. Ativalu Lasetti joins the bench in place of Tui Kamakamitha. Xavier Coates, Nick Meaney, Ali Katoa, and Josh King are the quartet that have been rested this week. Suilangi, Tuimalatu Brown,
Nice.
Kane Bradley, and Grant Anderson. Other new wingers. Grant Anderson, our man, moves into the centres. Alec McDonald starts at prop. Sean Blaw returns from an ankle injury. Do you know Sean Blaw and Ali Katoa, who played every minute of every game up until last week?
Yeah.
Back rowers.
Yeah,
Fucking
Sean Blaw.
awesome start. Anyway, lurking amongst and on the bench, Big Nas is on the bench, and Will Warbrick, the Brick Shithouse, he is listed amongst the reserves. He returned to the Queensland Cup last week. Mate, you said you've seen highlights where he went well. He looked good.
He's good.
As for the Roosters, they move Hugo Savala to halfback, Sandon Smith to 6, and veteran winger Daniel Tupou returns after missing last week. No changes in the forward pack. So this is a must-win game for the Roosters with a number of outs again for the Storm.
I've got to go the Roosters. I mean,
Must-win, right?
what they did to us, you're like, come on. We were up for that game, and they took care of business quite well.
Yep.
And if you're missing this many players, I know Big Nas is coming back, but he's a little bit underdone. Warbrick's a little bit underdone. Is Munster still playing?
Money's still playing. So Wishart's still out there. Pappy's still out there.
So what's the name? He's suspended, isn't he?
Yeah, Stefano's still out there. So
It's still a good team.
I reckon they're resting 4. Money will get a spell next week. Pappy will get a spell next week, I reckon. Stefano will get a spell next
Roosters
week.
have to win. They have to win. I'm going to go the Roosters.
Roosters are $2.15 with tab. Melbourne are $1.70. The line is 2.5.
So Roosters have always had, the poor record against Melbourne and Penrith. They redeemed themselves and won that huge game against Penrith.
Totally
earlier
different
in the
side
year.
now. Totally different mentality. When you got about 10 players that just keep getting beat by those guys for 10 years, that's a bit different, right? Now you got this new young brigade that don't even feel that.
Fuck, I think I've tipped against the Storm 3 weeks in a row, and I'm looking
Yeah, they keep getting same.
yeah. Let me go to NRL.
Yeah,
They've
there's that
gotta
one comment
win.
that always comes when you go against them.
Huh? Yeah, that guy was that last week? Who'd they beat last week? Dogs.
Roosters.
No, I tipped him against the Dogs.
Roosters got pumped
I
by the
tipped him
Eels.
against the Dogs. I did tip the Melbourne Storm against the Dogs.
Melbourne, okay.
Yeah.
Raiders, Tigers, huh?
This is a must-win for the Roosters. I'm taking the Roosters.
Oh.
I think this solidifies the top 8 for them if they win this game.
Fuck, that's it.
Yeah.
It's all in.
And that you do not, if you're the Roosters, you do not want to leave your finals hopes on a matchup against South Sydney last game at
They
Trello.
will.
I was with Cody Walker yesterday.
Because they will. They're ready.
Pumped.
They're ready for.
He wants to give 3 the best to Alex. He's fucking ready to go.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking will happen if they don't take care of business now.
Yeah.
The writing's on the wall.
There you go. So do you think if the Roosters don't beat Melbourne, they go 3 losses in a row and fall out of the finals?
Yeah, and Dolphins might just fucking skin them and get in there. Limp.
And then Manly is still sniffing. There's an equation
Imagine
where
if they get
Manly's
jumped on
Manly,
it.
Tigers still
Tigers
there?
are done.
no,
but
it's-
Tigers
there's a
are done.
chance
It's-
Manly can.
It's up to Manly and Dolphins. If anyone's going to jump the Roosters, it's them
If
two teams.
the Roosters lose.
But they've got a superior for and against. So they have to go 0-2. And basically the 2 teams, either the Dolphins or Manly, have to go 2 from 2.
Yeah, Manly's differential's 4. Dolphins are 81.
Or Dolphins actually can jump them. Sorry.
Dolphins.
Raiders versus West Tigers, Saturday, 3 p.m. at GIO Stadium. Savelio to Male, he returns for Xavier Savage. Apart from that, that's the same starting lineup that they've kept the same 17. Health.
So
Yeah.
Xavier Savage the year, that sucks.
You know what, man? I feel like it's
Grade
written.
3.
I'm devastated for X. He's been, you know how long I've been talking about him for a while, and he's just coming into that consistency part of his career. I'm devastated for him. There's something written in the stars about Canberra this year. I can picture it now. Jed Stewart with Ricky Stewart just celebrating after a
That'd be
grand. Can
fucking
you see
awesome.
it?
I can see
I
it.
can picture it. And now that was the only thing hot, in my opinion. I think if Savelio Tamale and Xavier Savage were fit, those were the wingers.
Jed's proven himself.
Jed's proved himself as a solid
Fucking
replacement.
good place. Yeah.
And
Good player.
I
First
can-
grader.
I can just see Ricky losing his shit.
Do you reckon they're everyone's second team?
Yeah,
if you're-
Raiders are, I reckon. So could the Raiders be in a position to rest players?
Nah, they're 2 points above the Storm.
Oh,
if they
okay,
want the
Storm.
minor premiership, they'll have
Okay.
to keep having a crack.
No.
You sure?
Fuck that. I mean, yeah, they are, but
I don't think that they'll never. That's not.
no
Ricky
one gives
Stewart.
a shit about the minor premiership.
That's not-
honestly. No one will say this. No one will come out and say it.
Oh, no one
not,
does. No
Not
one
one
ever
of us
does.
as players or coaches go into the season going, they want to finish top 2.
Oh, I want to get the JJ Gilton Shield.
So, Ricky, depending on how he feels about his squad, because they have been the healthiest, depends on what he wants to do. Really, maybe it won't be about the minor premiership if he plays his players. It might be like Ricky doesn't want to lose the momentum.
Yeah.
that
Don't
could
they
be the reason.
Play Bulldogs next week?
No.
Who do they play last round? I think they do.
Raiders. No, we got the Sharks.
Have a look while we're going.
I don't know. I think the Raiders. If they get this game, then they're guaranteed like to finish first, right?
Yeah,
I reckon
Oh, they play Dolphins.
they could rest. They could rest a few players. for
That's
that
got
game.
rest written
You
all
could
over
rest,
it.
You could rest Big Tups, Big Papa.
Yep.
Some guys that have played really
Horsburgh,
big minutes.
Huddy.
Yeah, he'll rest those guys just to have a. You got 2 weeks off.
Yep. I
Roll
wouldn't
into
even.
round
I'd
And you just then
Strange
and then
Fogarty.
You
they're
play
getting-
one game.
I'm resting
Week-
Strange Fogarty in weeks as well.
Yeah.
I'm not risking them at all.
Smash that fucking first one.
Yeah.
And then week off, prelim, grand final.
West Tigers will be hard to beat. So they lose Adam Dewey. So Latu Fainu promoted to start at halfback. Heath Mason joins the bench. Stafford Toll returns in the centres. So Brent Naden makes way as well. This will be a fucking pain in the ass, this game for the Raiders.
The Tigers going to throw footy at you.
Yeah.
Going to be a.
3 o'clock in the afternoon helps
It'll
too.
be cold. It'll be.
Yeah, that helps. It's better than
It'll be
7:30.
dry. It'll be your dry, cold. Just as the sun coming down.
Yeah.
The second half, it'll get a little bit cold. But who gives a
Hopefully
shit?
we're on the back end of all that rain too.
I think it's all right. I think
so.
I think
I feel like we're past
the
that
green.
now.
Yeah, the grass will
Yeah.
be beautiful. It'd be beautiful to play at.
Yeah.
Canberra's $1.23. Tigers are $4.20. The line is 13.5.
Raiders can't lose. They won't lose. They're too good a team.
These are the sort of teams that have actually had some dramas. Like they've had a
Yeah, the
really
start
soft
of the
draw.
year, the start of the year when they were like finding who they are. Now they're like, we know.
Yeah.
We know what the Tigers are going to come with. They respect the Tigers, but Adam Dewey being out, he's been their form player. He's been creating a lot of havoc for other teams.
Yep.
Their forwards can't match Raiders forwards, and the outside backs and the halves. The Raiders are just a complete package. But it's like I'm not saying anything about. I'm not disrespecting the Tigers. I just don't think the Tigers can get the Raiders if the Raiders turn up.
Depends if Ricky's told them or not. Boys, we're front loading this, get this game, and then you could get rested next week.
And I think that's going to be said.
Yeah.
So
It could be
you
a
just
big
go
score.
fucking full on. It's like having a bye next week.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Raiders.
I just seen something that threw me off a little bit, but she's
Good.
touchy. Dragons versus Seagulls, Saturday, 5:30 p.m. at Julia.
Touchy just threw Hoz off.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, on touchies. Did you see the one that KO clipped up of Fox running in the touchies next to him last week? When Fox made the break, there's a fight and the touchies going, ah.
Yeah.
That's the guy that I've been shouting out that I went to school with.
What's his name?
Daniel Lutringer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lou.
Can't
Get him
believe,
in there.
Can't believe we're giving touchy shout out.
Shut up. I'm not saying anything.
Give him,
Fucking
give him
shut
a round
up.
27 game. Give him
Yeah.
the Panthers game round 27.
The only one that gets shouted is our man Jay Cole.
That's it. Jay Cole's my boy.
Jay Cole's our boy. Dragons versus Seagulls, Saturday, 5:30 p.m. Jubilee Stadium. So, the Red V get Jaden Sewell back,
Oh, shit.
Jack DeBellum back, Hame Saleh back.
Okay.
Luciano reverts to the bench. Ben mutters Marcelo drops out. Damien Cook goes back to hooker.
fucking big, isn't
Jacob Little goes to the bench. And Tyrell Slane has been recalled for Corey Allen. As for the Manly team, they get the win last week. So what does that mean? Same 17's back.
They chance. They chance.
There's a young playmaker named Joey Walsh that has been lurking as 18th man. He is the young playmaker that everyone's
heard
excited
about
about at Manly. Seen some highlights of him in New South Wales Cup last week. Absolutely killed it. And he's been 18th man 2 weeks in a row. So I think for Manly fans, depending on how this game goes, if mathematically Manly are eliminated, I think we might see Joey Walsh next week.
Good. Well, you should. Are they chance? So Eagles win last two?
They need to win out. That's it. That's the best way of putting it.
Just win everything.
If they lose one, they're done. They need to win two, and then they've got to, and then they still have to have it play like they. If the Roosters still win two and they win two, obviously they don't make it because they're currently on top.
Well, St. George $1.85, Manly $1.95. The line is 1.5, so quite tight this game.
This will be an ugly game. This will be a putrid game. 5:30 p.m. Jubilee Stadium. Gutho always plays good against Manly too, and they were awful last week. The Dragons. Bad week to play the Dragons. This is a bad. Manly don't like playing these sorts of teams like the Dragons. Gutho's always up when he plays Manly. Dragons got pumped. Manly with no confidence.
Fuck. Dragons, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to Dragons.
Yeah.
These two are the worst teams to fucking back.
And our man-
Worst. Were
and
they
our-
both paying $1.90?
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
Proper coin.
$1.85, $1.95.
Yeah.
And our man in the number 20 jersey's looking. He could be fucking dancing like that.
Do you reckon I reckon he gets a start.
Oh, kill him. Lucky Elliott.
I reckon he does.
I love that when he's throwing the cards out at the start. I miss that.
All right, let's go. I got a 9.45.
Come on, let's go.
Cowboys, what do you got? 9.45 haircut.
Yeah.
Oh,
I even booked it later than normal.
It's just fucking there, isn't it?
Yeah.
you're too risky, mate. You're too risky. Now we're going to drag it out. Nah, come on. Cowboys versus
shit.
Broncos Saturday, 7:35 p.m. Queensland Country Bank Stadium. This is going to be a doozy. On the back of a really good win, Todd Payton sticks with the 17. He's got Bitten Gane and Lanaz as a part of their extended squads. Adam Reynolds is also listed amongst the reserves as a close watch. Surely they don't risk him, Mase, unless he's 100.
No, don't risk
also, Brendan Pikura returns from concussion on the bench. Jesse Arthurs moves to 18th man.
I wouldn't be risking Adam Reynolds if I got Ben Hunt there. You know, he can. Yeah, he's a fucking half. He's
This is a
premier
must-win
half.
for top 4.
I know, but like Ben Hunt can get the job done. Ben Hunt's probably a better 7 than Adam Reynolds. Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's a big call.
they're fucking on par. Like
they're
they're not
close.
like
Yeah.
they are not like one's way better than the other. They're all like, look at the fucking resume on Ben Hunt.
Yeah, it's a fair
Come on,
resume.
man. It's
It's fair.
fucking huge. You can get that team around there. Adam Reynolds can come in.
Not to
next
say
week.
I disagree. I just say it's a
Oh,
big
yeah,
call.
they're both really good
Yeah,
players, but
yeah.
I just look
Premier
at-
players.
I look at Ben Hunt, 350 games, fucking 20 tests, 20 origins. That's it. Cowboys would be very, very fucking good this game, but
You don't think the Broncos look better with Adam Reynolds at 7, Ben Hunt at 6, Billy Walters to 9, Corey Pakes on the bench? That's a better looking team.
Yeah,
That's a stronger outfit.
yeah. I don't like Ben.
If he's
I don't
fit.
like Ben Hunt at 6. I honestly don't. I like Billy Walters at 6 because he can just like roll
Ben Hunt
around.
at 9 then?
Ben
Corey
Hunt,
Pakes
Ben Hunt
bench?
at 7, and just leave Reynolds out for another week. Just another week is a fucking long time.
I hope for my super coach because Reece Walsh does all the kicking, so sort of hope.
And then Reece Walsh just plays fucking extra. You know.
North Queensland $2.60. Brisbane are $1.50. The line is 5.5.
You know what all the Cowboys are playing for right now is to just fuck people up.
Yeah, man. Same. This would be it's their local derby.
Yep.
Little brother versus big brother. The Cowboys have been taken over like in the last couple of years, you know, like that late 2010s. They were
Yep.
sort of that team. They were beating the Broncos all the time. Broncos have got too much skill. They got too much on the line.
Broncos
This
with
is
no
top
confidence. Broncos with no confidence.
Yeah.
Because I think the
Because
Cowboys
the
will be up
Cowboys have
for
got
it.
a team.
Agreed.
They can beat anyone.
My multi for the Broncos Cowboys game, I'm expecting good weather up there. I'm expecting tries. I have been on these two guys now for the last couple of weeks. We've been on Reece Walsh. He's been ticking that box. We've been on Scotty Drinkwater. He has been on fire as well. And in the battle of big brother versus little brother, I feel like he always steps up in these games. We're going Katoni Stags anytime.
Yeah.
That's my multi
like
for the
that.
Broncos versus Cowboys. All right, yep. All right, the Sharks welcome back KL Iro. So Sifa Talakai slides to the bench. Jesse Calhoun is in the number 13 jersey, made vacant by Cam McInnes' season-ending injury, so that he gets the first crack at filling in for Cam's boots. Hamle Wale has been added to the bench at the expense of Hal Tapuha. Tapuha. Pardon me. And Adam O'Brien has named the same 17 with Greg Marzou listed as 18th man as he looks to return. So probably Greg Marzou will end up playing. This
hope
one's pretty
so.
straightforth.
$1.13
You'd hope so
Cronulla.
if the Marju was playing against fucking Mulatalo or something like that.
$1.13 Cronulla.
Newcastle will
Newcastle.
be against Katoa. Left versus right.
$1.13 for Cronulla. Newcastle is $6.
I think this is nice and easy. With everything that's happened tonight,
Sharks all
will
day.
win.
17.5 the line, and this is the Knight's last game of the season.
Shark Park, Oh yeah, I mean
They got the bye.
that's all going to come into it. But like
I missed my multi.
once that bell rings
Oh, there we
and you know, and you're out there messing with one of the best teams.
All right, last game is Dolphins versus Titans, Sunday 4 p.m. at Suncorp Stadium. Cody Nicker
So Sharks all day, yeah?
Sharks all day, yeah. Cody Nicker returns at 6 after he was a late withdrawal last week with illness. So Averillo goes back to centres. Max Fiangai makes his way. Connolly Lemuelu starts in the back row. And Kulikefu Fene Fuyaki is out. The new man on the bench is Albert's Tafa. Desi is named the same 17 that took down the Warriors. Tricky to find as well.
Dolphins got too much to play for. Surely, yeah, they're still in that sort of run, aren't they?
Been very leaky against.
Yeah, they have. I think they just run out of troops, and it's just it's a long season, and the injuries just keep coming, and they've built a really good culture there. That next man up mentality, and they keep showing up. So I think they get the Titans.
I'm just going points.
No confidence.
No confidence in this game as well, but I'm going points. I'm going tries. These two teams haven't been able to defend. So I've got Hamiso Tabuai Fado.
There'll be like a fucking massive. It would be 36-28.
I'm hoping so because I'm even backing a guy that's on the bench. That's how many points I think they're going to beat. So Hamiso Tabuai Fado, anytime. AJ Brimson, anytime. Keanu Kinney in the number 14 jersey. Yep. I think there's a chance maybe he's a late change and he plays a part in this game.
Well, the Dolphins are $1.53. Gold Coast $2.50. The line is 5.5.
Yeah. All right, there we go. I'll go the Titans with the start, Dolphins head-to-head. There we go. All right, enjoy your weekend and we'll see you on Monday.
Good luck.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.